Today, we're excited to be here. It is homecoming, and the stands are slowly filling up. And as you said, this is College of Football Yote fan standard time for these fans, but they're in for a good show today.
Yeah, the Yotes are certainly looking to break that 2 losing streak they got going on here. The last time they had something like that was in 2018, so it's been quite a while since the team's been put in a position like this. I think today that we're probably going to see quite the offensive shootout, assuming both defenses can keep it up. We have the most productive offenses in the Frontier Conference here. We're certainly in for a show. Absolutely.
And Montana Tech bringing their 3-0 record in here to Caldwell. And as Benton mentioned, College of Idaho is struggling through a 2-game losing streak, albeit to 2 very good teams within this Pioneer Conference. Only one of those losses does count towards their conference record to Southern Oregon. They will play Southern Oregon later in the season, and a chance almost for redemption. So standing at 0-2 in the conference right now, College of Idaho still ranked number 19 in the country, and there's a lot of confidence with this Yote football team as they move forward. Andy Peters being the kingpin for all of it. He's been a very productive quarterback for a few years now here in Caldwell. And this team's he's looking to carry this team on his shoulders. He moves forward. But the big key, and we talked about this before the game, is what is the defense going to do?
Yeah, I think with my interviews with Coach Jewell, I think we're just going to have to go back to basics. I mean, the way he put it, we're going to have to be disciplined. We're going back to these basics. We're looking to keep this offense in the box. And most importantly, as he said, win on first down. Once we get that going, I think our defense will be able to be a lot more productive. I said our safeties have had a lot of problems with knowing when to trigger. We've been hammering that at practice this week. On the offensive side of the ball, we know this is a team that's going to play a lot of quarters. They don't play a lot of man, so we're looking to take advantage of that in the flats. And I think if we can get that going, we're going to have a great day on offense.
So Yotes to kick off, ball's in the air, and it's going to be fielded right at the 1-yard line. And that was Levi Torgerson. Torgerson has a seam, gets to the next level, trying to break some tackles. Brings it out to the 32-yard line, and that's a great way to start if you're Montana Tech. The Yotes left a little bit to be desired on that opening kickoff.
Yeah, one thing I think this team definitely prides themselves on is their special teams. I mean, in my football career, I don't think I've seen a team that spent as much time in the meeting room talking about special teams, going over what they're going to do, and spending at least 25 minutes of practice on it.
So Yotes come out 1st and 10 from the Ore Diggers from their own 32-yard line. And they line up with 2 receivers to the left. And Thelen, the quarterback, sends a man in motion. Going to send a quick handoff. Instantly met in the backfield. Hit for a loss. Still on his feet, though. Taken down. And the carry by number 36, and that's going to be Lander Smith, the big running back from Charlo, Montana, senior, 6 foot. And it looks like they're going to be relying heavily on that run game to free up some of that downfield throwing motion. If you're Montana Tech, you do want to attack the defensive backs for College of Idaho. 2nd and 12. They look to the sideline to get the play. Thelen resets. Waits 4-man rush. They bring him in open on the sideline. And the comeback route going to be knocked out at the 44-yard line. Pickup of about 8, about 7. Going to bring up 3rd and 4. So 3rd down, 3rd and 4, big 3rd down. If they can get a 3-and-out here, it'll be critical for the psyche of this defense, this much maligned defense these last 2 weeks.
Defensive line is going to be crucial here. Got to put the pressure on, probably bring a simulated pressure of some kind with that mic.
It's a play action, an easy over-the-top dump for the 1st down. Got everybody moving one way. Came back and released the tight end the opposite direction. Short pickup, but enough for the 1st down to the 50-yard line. Yeah, they ran the the motion to the near side. Everybody was slant, play action, and he dumped it just over the hands of the defender, able to fall forward for the 1st down. So Thelen fakes the handoff, looks, has a man deep. He's going for everything, open, no deep help, and just off the fingertips. Pass intended for Wyatt Alexander. And I would say luckily he overthrew the receiver in that situation.
I would say we're even lucky he took that read. The way I see it, number 13 was wide open as well on the 30-yard line. That could have been bad if he saw that one first.
So Thelen, a couple of options there deep, and no deep safety help, and they're playing almost exclusively man across the board. They are looking to rotate maybe a safety, but at this point, we've seen a couple of receivers run free. Montana Tech, very potent offense, and College of Idaho absolutely needs to be prepared. 3 down linemen. Handoff goes to the right. There's a seam. Nice little run for about 5 yards to the 45-yard line. Lander Smith with the run.
Yeah, when you've got second and long like that, I mean, we're going to be playing that man coverage, but they're not going to be pressed. I mean, we're going to leave the 10 yards in front of them. We can close that gap. I'd rather run forward than try to run backwards. That's a good defensive call right there.
So it brings up 3rd and 5, and we'll see what the defensive coaches have dialed up for this one. Last time they had the play action, hit the easy dump over the top. Thelen takes a look back, throws to the right, has a man right in the seam, and they ran zone coverage, and he just settled in between the 2 defenders. Enough for a first down, takes it to the Yotes 47-yard line.
That was a great read and timing by the quarterback there. Just couldn't get in front of it on the defensive side of things, but there to make the tackle.
So Thelen showing the arm strength there, put it in a window, and Montana Tech is rolling. And you gotta believe that they have absolutely watched film and are trying to take advantage of everything they can at this point. Thelen throws a swing pass out to Lander Smith. Ball is dropped. It will be a forward pass. So just goes down as an incomplete. So 2nd and 10 again from that 43-yard line.
I mean, like I was saying earlier about these offenses, you've got the number 1 passing touchdown quarterback right now for Montana Tech. Andy Peters in second. So these two are currently going to be going after it this game, seeing who can come out on top. Very productive offenses across the board.
So Thelen started his career at Montana State, and like so many quarterbacks, you go to greener pastures where you get a chance to play ball. Andy Peters started at Boise State, ended here at the College of Idaho, and both quarterbacks showing that good D1 potential with those big, strong arms. Thelen blitzes on. He throws it over the top. Man-to-man coverage on the outside, and didn't turn around, but I'll tell you what, his head knocked the ball loose, and it was running step for step. Keegan Cruteau, the Bishop Kelly product, step for step, and incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 10.
Great hands, by the way, getting right up in the middle of that, breaking that pass up. Didn't even have to see it coming. He just felt it.
So big 3rd down here, 3rd and 10. If you're coach, what do you dial up? You a man, you a zone? What are you playing here? You're an offensive lineman, so you're one of the smartest guys on the field.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Montana Tech right now, I'm for sure throwing that ball. I mean, you got 3rd and long. You've got good coverage here, but you know you can take advantage of these pressed corners right now.
And corners drop back. Thelen, of course, going to throw the ball. Has a man on the slant route, and Cruteau, they challenged Cruteau again. Ball was long, but he was in a fantastic position to knock the ball down, and quite frankly, there wasn't a chance for that ball to be completed.
Yeah, I think that's what's so great about Cruteau. I mean, watching him all week at practice, he's always in the right spot. He knows what he needs to do. He's just on top of it. You do not want to be throwing a ball when that guy is covering your receiver. He will be all over it.
So big stop for College of Idaho, and at this point you got to be smiling if you're the defensive coaches or the defensive players, quite frankly, to be able to get a 3-and-out from a very potent offense, not a 3-and-out, excuse me, a 3rd down, 4th down punt situation.
Flag on the field.
Flag's down, and they just let it go. Ball's going to bounce out about the 7-yard line, 8-yard line. See what the flag is. Might be illegal formation is what I'm guessing.
I mean, if you're the DC right now, you're Coach Jewell, I think you got to be pretty happy with that drive. You did exactly what you came out here setting to do. You went back to your basics. You played discipline, especially with guys like Keegan Cruteau. That was some disciplined football. That's exactly what you've been drilling into your players all week.
And, of course, I'm going to say it, I was right. Illegal formation. Pretty much that's the only flag that can be thrown to not stop the play. So my options were limited. So they're going to decline it, and rightfully so. Wanting the ball is College of Idaho and Andy Peters in this high-powered offense. Nobody has ever accused College of Idaho of not being able to score the ball.
No, definitely one of the most productive offenses in the Frontier Conference.
So Peters with 2 receivers to the right gives the ball up the middle, and nice little pickup there for Amari Bluford, excuse me. And Bluford picks up 6 yards on that first carry, brings up 2nd and short. A lot of options now if you're the offensive coordinator. Sorry, that was Hunter Gilbert. I was going to say. It looked a lot like Hunter Gilbert.
Yeah.
Hunter very productive last year and this year. Ball swing pass out, and it's going to be a loss on that play. And not the way you drew it up. If he breaks that tackle, maybe there's a chance. But Marieiro just not able to break that tackle.
Yeah, I do not think that the blocking receiver was able to stay on it long enough. He just was able to get outside of it, wrap up for that loss.
So 3rd and 5, loss of a yard.
No tight ends, 1 running back in the backfield. Gilbert probably going to be going into block here.
So they keep Gilbert in. Peters looking. Ball's defended. Great defensive play. All over him. It was man coverage across the board. And Andy Peters not able to get a quick 3 and out for College of Idaho. And just as much as College of Idaho, very excited about causing a punt. Montana Tech with a 3 and out. Got to be thrilled.
Yeah, Montana Tech able to bring that rover over on that motion and just keep him covered up, unable to get to that pass. That's the exact kind of play call you'd want if you're Montana Tech defense.
Standing in his own end zone. Punts away. Kind of shanked it off the side of his foot a lot. Phenomenal field position coming up for Montana Tech. A little bit of frustration maybe at this point, and ball's going to be marked. It looks like the 31-ish. I don't know. Who's marking the ball here? 2 referees going. So we'll see where they end up putting the ball.
Yeah, Joshua Horn, still a young guy, a lot of room to develop. Yotes have really relied on him this year when it comes to punting. We trust that guy. Every single day at practice, he's always putting it out there. We're very happy with him. I'm not going to let that punt deter our special teams at all.
So College of Idaho has to dig in now. Montana Tech, great field position at the Yotes 41-yard line. Ball's handed off to Smith. Smith, a big back, puts his head down, picks up about 3 yards. And nothing fancy about that one. It looked like it was straight blocking and helmet on helmet. And Smith able to pick up a few yards. And if you're Montana Tech, you do want to establish this running game to be able to draw those defenders in, keep some people in the box, and be able to throw over the top.
Yeah, number 52 for the Yotes defensive line there, Sam Lowings. He's been a great guy this year. He's really stepped up from the role he had last year. It's very exciting to see the kind of plays he's able to make.
So Thelen takes the ball, fakes the handoff, getting pressure, gets hit as he throws. Ball's underthrown and throws to nobody. But big pressure by the Yotes, and I believe that was number 15. Was that Leaf? I believe that was Leaf.
I believe that was Leaf.
Yeah, Leaf came in and hit him as he was throwing. And those are the types of balls where turnovers happen, when they hang in the air and somebody can run underneath it. But better than that, brings up a 3rd down, big 3rd and 7. College of Idaho can get out of this sticky situation with a stop here.
Could have been 3rd and long. Quarterback was able to get that ball out, unfortunately for the Yotes.
9:59 left here in the first quarter. Thelen takes the snap, looks, lots of time, steps in the pocket, lays it up over the top, and absolutely phenomenal catch. He was blanketed, and he's doing the "you're too small" to the defensive back. And not much you can do there if you're the defensive backs. That was noise on the coverage.
Yeah, that's one of those balls that really makes you think, man, I did everything right, and it still just didn't go my way. A little defeating for the defense, but I think we'll be able to bounce back here.
Logan Kennedy on that reception and showed hands of steel as he locked onto that thing. A lot of shifting going on here. Montana Tech loads up the left side, sends motion across, hand the ball off. New back in there. It's number 20. I believe that's Christian Vetter with the handoff, with the carry.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught it. There was that tight end sitting right behind the line of scrimmage, behind his O-line. I mean, you're not disguising what you're running there. He's going to be a blocking tight end. We knew exactly where that ball was going. I think the Yo defense was able to capitalize on that and get that stop.
So heavy left is what we used to call it. When you bring your heavies to the one side or the other, they went heavy left to this side, points heavy right now.
Motion to the left.
Motion left and fakes the handoff. Thelen has a man over the top. Same tight end. Can't reach it. That was Logan Kennedy again, the intended receiver. He did a delayed route. Faked like he was going to block. He was able to slip there, but College of Idaho disciplined defense. And Tanner Steele stayed on him the whole time.
Just overthrown and out of reach. That's one of those things that comes down to timing.
Timing, touch, and practice. So here we go. 3rd and 9 for this Yote defense, and Montana Tech looking to the sidelines. They may take a timeout here.
Got 8 on the play clock.
Yeah, they're going to take a timeout and talk about it. Maybe. There it is. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, too. You'll have the camera on. We're going to be off, and we'll come back in just a moment. And welcome back. You didn't go anywhere, but we certainly did. Homecoming today, College of Idaho and Caldwell, and we have a 0-0 ball game with 9:09. Tough to see that. Sun's pretty bright on the scoreboard for us, but 9:09 left to go. Big third down coming up for Montana Tech. We'll call it this revamped Yotes defense from the last 2 weeks. Really started to dig their heels in a little bit more and playing some positional defense, if you will.
I spoke with the strength and conditioning coach, Joe Iacono. He said this week in the weight room, all we wanted to focus on with the big guys was working on explosive strength and expressions of ballistic power. His words, not mine.
Ballistic power, man, that's a buzzword if I've ever heard one. So here we go, 3rd and long, 3rd and 9. Thelen takes a snap, looks to his left, back to his right, back to his left, has a lane, takes off, but he's met after a gain of about 5 yards. Helmet comes off. He's calling for targeting, and I don't think you're going to get targeting when he lowers his head for run. There's an injured Digger at the 5-yard line. That's number 11, and he's pounding his helmet. That's Kyle Torgeson, the senior receiver from Great Falls. He feels like something's not right, grabbing that knee, and that's unfortunate. It's going to bring up 4th and 5, almost no man's land, though, and you may see the Diggers go for it.
I think it really comes down to how confident they are in their ability to kick that field goal. I know for a fact the Yotes have had a problem with that in the recent years, haven't been super confident on the field goal. I personally don't know how Montana Tech's feeling about it, but we will know here soon. We will know here soon. Hey, they're going to take a quick media timeout, and so will we. We're not taking a timeout. You're going to continue to see it as we don't have any commercials. But we'll be back after this. Again, injured Digger on the field, and the Yotes huddling around. We'll be back in a little bit. And welcome back. Montana Tech looking to attempt a 32-yard field goal now for the first points of the game with 8:44 left and ticking. 2 for 2 on the year. Kick is up and good, and that is very good. Make that 3 for 3 on the year. 3 for 3, and the Montana Tech Diggers take a lead here. First points on the board after a couple of possessions. So 3-0, you get some points on the board. Somewhat of a morale boost, but with this high-flying offense and the way they score points, I call that a moral victory if you're College of Idaho. Yeah, with that kind of field position after the punt that they gave them, I think letting up 3 is definitely not something to be upset about. In terms of what could have been. What could have been is with famous last words. So regrouping, they have College of Idaho has run 3 plays and gained 1 yard. And then lost a yard. So they gained 3 on the carry and they lost 2. So I think they're net 1 yard. And not that you have to start from scratch here, but is there anything that you would do different as you come out for this second drive? I honestly think we just have to keep establishing that run game. We had great breaks of it in the beginning there with that 5-yard rush. I think the O-line's prepared heavy this week. Speaking with the O-line staff, we hammered on the double-team blocks up to the second level. I think that we're ready to bring that out this week and really just show them that we can run the ball. This isn't the air raid offense you're used to.
So kick is long and deep, and that's going to go right to the mid-back of the end zone. College of Idaho going to take the touchback. So Andy Peters runs it back out, and he is surrounded by weapons this year. What's been the biggest surprise that the team has seen so far this season?
Well, with the loss of some big players last year like John Schofield and Ben Ruby, I think we've had to lean on some of the younger guys, and watching them step up to the plate has been huge. They've definitely filled some shoes. We've got guys like Jace Appleby, first-team All-State offensive athlete in Montana back in high school. He's really just been huge, one of Andy Peters' favorite targets.
So Peters takes a snap. He does throw the ball, catches it along the sideline, and that was a quick out pattern. And John Krebs, the senior, who big contributor last year as well, so far this season, he's played a big part. So it's going to be a 7-yard pickup to bring up 2nd and 3. And some of those easy routes, taking what the defense gives you, sometimes you just have to settle for those.
2nd and short here. I got to imagine they're going to lean on that O-line and run this thing.
The big offensive line, and they are big. Peters takes a snap, fakes the handoff, has the slant pattern, goes right back. And this time he hits Jace Appleby. For a second, I thought it looked like the 15 looked like a 19, but Jace Appleby with a big reception. That slant route or that post pattern on the inside, especially when it's man across the board, should be open all night. Peters keeps the ball. RPO sends it to the far side. And making the reception out there, you know these guys because you play with them and practice with them every day, but that was Torrey Watkins, the junior. And Andy Peters did that really well. The critical piece on that is the offensive line has to maintain its block, can't go too deep for an illegal man downfield.
Yeah, that's something that we definitely get punished for a lot in practice.
So over the top again, that's going to go to Torrey Watkins again. And going to pick up the first down. There was a gain of 6, it looks like. Ball's going to be spotted at the 44-yard line. And the Yotes are in business. Peters looking for the snap. Ooh, gets the defense to jump. And that cadence just changing that up here and there. Picking up an easy 5 yards.
Pushing on the O-line there. Carson Darby having to come out of his stance.
One of the favorite high school chants you'll ever hear is, "You can't do that," as they're talking to the defense.
I will say, Ryan, this student section is the most lively it's been in my 4 years here for sure. This is the most filled I've ever seen it. They're here every game so far, cheering on this team.
Yeah, there is some kind of spirit here at College of Idaho. Big support as lots of athletes playing lots. Ooh, great throw down the seam. He settled in between, and that was Tommy Hauser who came in, did the curl route, that deep curl route, settled in that pocket. And Andy Peters showing off the big arm, getting it to him.
You know, not to stroke the O-line's own ego, because I'm one of them, but that was quite the pocket. Andy Peters had all the time in the world to throw that ball. That ball's not getting out unless you've got great protection like that, especially off the edge there.
All right, so the offensive line completed a deep pass is what we'll say. There we go.
That's what we're saying.
All right, so Peters hands the ball off, hit early and in the backfield. Stanley with the carry. And there was a defender in on him right as he took the handoff. That's going to affect Stanley's statistics and not Peters, and that's why he handed the ball off.
And he's actually in contention today for setting the College of Idaho all-time record for passing touchdowns. He's 2 short of the record. He's got all season to work on that, though. Hopefully we can see him close it out today, though.
That'd be a good thing. So Peters, man, blitz off the edge. Tipped and ball was in the air, so 2nd and 14 and now 3rd and 14, 3rd and 13. And Peters trying to read the hot route, just couldn't get it over the extended hands. I think that he was covered anyway on the outside on that slant route.
Yeah, that's one of those batted balls that kind of lingers in the air for a little too long and makes you worry.
Yeah, a little A little heartburn if you're a coach. You young guys wouldn't get that, but you get heartburn when you get older.
Oh, I've got Tums in my bag.
Let's go. All right, split receivers, 2 on each side. Peters takes the snap, offensive line giving him some time, and throws the ball. That wasn't Appleby that time, was it? 15 in the 19 are going to bug
Johnny
me all
Krebs,
day.
it looks like.
That was Krebs. And right through his hands. It did hit him in the hands. So we'll see now.
Going to go for the field goal.
They're going to look for the field goal. Try to tie this ball game up.
2 for 3 on the year. I believe the longest was a 32-yarder. I could be wrong.
All right, so this is going to be a 38-yarder, we'll call it. 39-yard field goal. Snaps out and blocked. It's blocked. Good big push up the middle, and they're going to knock that thing down. But at what cost? There's an injury on the field to a defensive lineman. So keeps the Yotes off the board. Ordinger's still up with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. College of Idaho not able to put points on the board. Well played. All right. See, that's the camaraderie that we're seeing here at College of Idaho. Embarrass your teammates until they win a game. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Thelen takes a snap. He does hand it off this time. He's been quite deceptive in that option where he puts the ball in the belly and he pulls it out at the last second. But that time, Smith hung on to the ball. The run defense has been stout so far, only giving up a yard there.
Yeah, Matthew Iuamizu off the edge there. He's a great linebacker and lineman to have for this Yotes defense. First team all-conference linebacker back in high school. Just a great guy, too.
Iuamizu, he was more of a stand-up linebacker, but now has been last year. They moved him more along the defensive line this year and as a rush linebacker. It looks like he bulked up as well. Pulls the ball out, and he's going to take it. He dumps the ball off to Smith. It doesn't matter. Same result. Thelen was going down, and I think that was... Well, Iuamizu made the tackle on Smith, and I'm trying to see who wrapped up. There we go. Yeah, that was Kobe Roberts who wrapped up Thelen, and Thelen just dumped the ball off. Same result, though, loss of yards. It's going to be 3rd and 15.
Yeah, Iuamizu able to contain on the edge there. Notices the quarterback's in trouble. Decides to get involved.
Thelen takes a snap, drops. He gets hit, goes to escape, but is instead dropped for a huge sack. Roberts again bringing the pressure. Kobe Roberts, huge sack all the way down to the 7-yard line. And this is going to bring up great field position for College of Idaho.
That's what you can get out of a big, strong defensive line like that. Guys like Chris Whitney, great friend of mine, huge guy. I mean, you are not getting that ball past him when he can sit in that A-gap and just hold up 2 offensive linemen at once. Puts that quarterback in trouble.
Punter is basically at the back of the end zone. Gets a dinger of a punt out there, though, and they're going to let it go. It's going to go out at the 48-yard line. Great starting field position for College of Idaho. Andy Peters looking to take over again, and defense did their job after the blocked field goal. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 50. A generous, I don't know, perspective and angle. So we don't know exactly where it went out. But thereabouts at the 50-yard line. So offense lines up again. Lots of movement, shifting before the play. If you guys could see here, Benton's pointing out he sees something that you don't. So Peters takes a quick out route, and they're going to call it a catch. I believe the defender knocked it into his hands. Yeah, they're going to come out and overrule that, say it was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I was seeing there off the edge. You got that tight end. He's ready, and he's eligible for that pass like that. You've got these cornerbacks pushed back about 10 yards. That leaves that flat wide open on the edge there, and that's exactly what he threw the ball to. 6-yard gain.
6-yard gain, 2nd and 4.
So Krebs, again, it looks like he was going out of bounds. The defender actually knocked it and held it onto it into his arms.
Defensive assist.
Defensive assists, defense with the reception. Peters hands it off. And again, trying to establish that run game. Not much up the middle. Hunter Gilbert, he's been explosive this year. Last year recovering from a little bit of a knee injury, and it kind of plagued him all season long. And this year you can see it a little bit more explosive, but Hunter Gilbert is the featured back. So brings up 3rd and short. Peters looks to the sideline. They changed the play. Wanted to see what the defense was giving him. Ball hands it to Hunter Gilbert. Gilbert right up in that B.5 gap. We'll call it the 2.5 hole. How's that? 2.5 hole, and Gilbert picks up 4 yards. Easy first down. And that offensive line blew them off the ball. And you talked about getting to the second level. The combo block going to the second level looked really good.
Well, and you can't do anything like that without communicating, and that's something that this offense really prides themselves on. I mean, we got guys yelling in the meeting room just to emphasize the fact that you got to be able to yell it out there on the field when you see that blitz. Peters, offensive line, all thinking the same thing, leads the plays like that.
Peters takes a snap. Good blitz pickup. He lobs it over the top, throws into coverage, puts it where only theoretically had a chance. But great blitz pickup. I believe that was Hunter Gilbert. Upended the linebacker. And it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. So here we go, 2nd and 10 for the College of Idaho. Andy Peters, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Takes the snap, looks to his left, comes back to his right, wide open. Torrey Roberts in the middle, breaks a tackle, and that is a big, strong man out there fighting for yards. Torrey Watkins makes the grab. Pardon me, guys, I've done a bunch of games lately. Here we go. Torrey Watkins makes the grab, and he was able to break a tackle, drag a defender. Huge pickup, takes it to be 1st and 10 at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, he's everything you want in a tight end. He's got the height, he's got the muscle, he's got the speed. I mean, he can put a good block on somebody, too. He's not just a receiving tight end. He's not the Travis Kelce of this offense. He is out there making good blocks.
From Snohomish, Washington. You may have crossed paths at some point. Peters is a keeper, good runner. He'll damage you with his legs as well. And he kind of sneaks in there for a pickup of 5, almost 6 yards, goes to the 6-yard line, and puts him in good position. 2nd and goal from the 2.
Andy Peters coming off the field. Caden Young going in. I'm pretty sure we're going to see that Thanos Wildcat going on here. This is a play that the offense heavily leans on in situations like this where you just need a yard or two to either get that first down or get that touchdown. And that's one of the reasons Caden Young has a lot of rushing touchdowns, and he's in the top 5 for the conference.
Direct snap, bottled up, though. And that was Riley Byington, the Meridian product. Byington had a storied high school career, not able to punch it in.
Caden Young, Idaho's 4A Player of the Year, his senior year of high school. Strong quarterback. I've seen this guy squat 405. I mean, he can just use those legs and push through, almost like the tush push over at Philadelphia.
Well, I was going to say they need to just line up and do the Jalen Hurts tush push because basically unstoppable. Here we go. Caden Young takes a snap. He leans forward, gets in the end zone. Byington, he ran behind Byington. That's going to be a touchdown. College of Idaho. It goes up 6-3 on the legs of, who was that?
Oh, that was Young. Young ran that.
Caden Young. Caden Young with the touchdown.
And now he's going to hold for this extra point.
So what happens is they have a 12 and a 2. If the angle's wrong, I'm like, they look like each other. Here we go.
Lucky enough to have shoulder numbers, that's for sure, though.
That's right. All right, so Young with the ball down. And next point is no good. So it's going to stay 6-3. Wilcox, extra point, not. That's very rare. I mean, I barely
it looked good from my
that.
angle. I was caught off guard by that.
Well, the only reason I knew that is initially is I saw some Montana Tech players running off going like this. And then I looked at the referees under the goalposts, and they both said it was no good. So I think Coach Morosky's down there asking the same thing. How do you miss something that short?
Yeah, it's been an issue for the Yotes the last 3 years, and in the 4 years I've even been here, just having confidence in kickers. I mean, it's no easier on the kickers either. I got a feel for them. They've got a tough job. They're expected to come out here and just perform at, the drop of a hat. It's not an easy job.
Well, the whole story of you have one job. No, I'm kidding. It's not true. You do a lot of things, and kickers can win games for you, and they do it quite often. So you got to give credit where credit's due. Unfortunately, that one didn't get knocked home. So 6-3 is our score. So they've doubled them up at this point.
Simons, and what I believe is last year here with the Yotes, graduate.
Simons does have that big leg, but he's popping it up, and you're starting to see that more and more. The returns on. Ooh, big hit, though. And boy, I don't know. I have a couple of options for number 3, but I'm going to go with that was Kessler Fjellman.
Knowing the expectations of this kickoff team, I mean, that's exactly what they were coached to do right there. You got your hot, you got your fit, you got your force guys. I mean, those first 2 that came off, they forced that ball carrier to go one direction. Your force and fill guys, they're going to come in and clean up. That's exactly what they wanted to do, and that's exactly what happened. Getting back to basics here. Got to be proud of that.
And I don't know if we can, let's see, what are we doing here? Is this a break? Sure, we'll take a quick break as well. Trying to figure this thing out. Hey, this is game 1 Bent and I have ever done together. We're trying to make this thing work. So we'll be right back after this. And we're back. We have Jump Around playing in the background. You know it's got to be a good day. Benton, you were twinkling somebody's eye when that thing was released, so it's all good.
I mean, as a fan and a student, that's something that gets you going.
So here we go, 1st and 10. Thelen, there's a man behind him, hands the ball off. There's a big gap there, able to break it through. That was Smith on the carry. Smith takes it up to the 30-yard line. Flanders Smith with a 10-yard gain, and big hole.
Yeah, I can't help but notice good offensive line play when I see it, and that was just great blocking by Montana Tech.
Got to give credit where credit is due and acknowledge the craft. So they go somewhat of a jumbo package here. Lots of men along that offensive line. Thelen hands the ball off to Smith. Smith runs to the left side. It's almost like a sweep. And he was brought down by, that was number 31. I'm taking a guess here. Sometimes the numbers just do not pop. That was Tanner Steele? We'll give it to Steele.
Yeah,
how's that?
So.
So Thelen, Smith in the backfield with him. And takes a snap, surveys the field right up the middle, has a man, throws too high, and they're going to get in. Yeah, there it is, and that's the right call. Ball had been lost. Tanner Steele came in and absolutely rocked him. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Give him a first down. Tanner Steele, it was a little unnecessary, but even worse than that, we have an injured Yote on the field, writhing, if you will, in pain.
I believe that's Willie Nelson, linebacker.
Willie Nelson, they're looking at the lower part of his leg. That's a huge loss. Willie, such a huge contributor on this defense.
Yeah, and from what I know, just being around the team this week, I know Willie came into this game with a couple lower leg issues. Been struggling a little bit at practice this week, but he's a tough guy. I mean, I don't think there's anybody stronger than him on the team physically.
Yeah, they look like they're maybe looking at that right knee. And he was, again, writhing in pain on the ground. So that 15-yard penalty will take the ball up to the 50-yard line. And it looks like they're going to take a media timeout. And there's the media timeout guy on the field. Takes a moment, so we'll be right back. Willie up on his feet, so we're going to take a couple seconds here. And we'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back. And Willie Nelson limped off the field. As Benton said, one of the toughest guys you'll meet. We'll keep an eye on that. But it's 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line for the Ore Diggers. Thelen hands the ball off to Smith. Smith, the big back, lowers his head, dishing out some punishment. Falls forward for a gain of 4. He's a big back. He's a bruiser, and he looks for contact versus avoiding it.
Yeah, that was a good rendition of outside zone right there. Tough play to block, especially with a D-line as fast as ours. It's an impressive 4 yards off a play like that.
All right, so unless I understood what you said, but what does that mean to how about after this explain what the zone blocking on that was? So here we go. Thelen, it's going to be 2nd and 6. Thelen fakes the handoff, pulls it out. He has a man getting pressure and gets swallowed up. The blitz came, and I think it was Noyes came on the outside. Or no, that was, I don't know who it was. These numbers are confusing me. Somebody on the outside came and forced him up on the inside. And as that number, big number 52, is that 52 that hit that had the sack? Sam Lowings?
So, yeah. That'd be Sam Lowings. So
Lowings is going to get credited with the sack.
Lowings got a kind of a sideburn thing going on right now. He looks like an American John Lennon.
Let's go, they say. So defensively, the Yotes have really settled in here. Going to bring 3rd and long, and Thelen sends it, but Croteau giving up a ton of room on the outside. Just a huge space. Now they're going to throw a late flag, and I'm not sure. That could be a late hit. Yeah, it looks like they're going to get a personal foul late hit on College of Idaho. It's going to give them an additional 15 yards. So went from 3rd and long to almost that's going to be a 26-yard play in favor of Montana Tech.
A lot of hits on the quarterback allowed up by Montana Tech here, but he still looks comfortable in that pocket. I don't think they broke him yet. He's going to be a hard guy to break.
They said it was on number 3, and that would have been Fjellman, but I didn't. Was he on the field? He must have come off. So Thelen, no backs, but they line Smith right behind the right tackle. Motion coming across. Fake the jet sweep, looks back to his left, man coverage. And they're going to call pass interference, maybe holding, as looks like feet got tangled, but it was man coverage on the outside. And College of Idaho is definitely a man press defense, really trusting these athletic corners to cover. And if he's about to break away, it's almost just as good to get the penalty and live to fight another day.
Yeah, it hurts to watch it happen, but I'd rather take those yards than a touchdown any day. I mean, he was wide open if that wasn't the option there. Hate to see it, though. We're lucky with pass interference, though. It's not a spot foul.
Not a spot foul, no. NFL stuff.
I always hated that call.
I think it's terrible. And you know what I don't like either is like in high school when there's a holding penalty and they hold 5, and it's a 50, it should be a 10-yard penalty.
I agree.
So fake the jet sweep, and then they give it to Smith up inside, and Smith jumps. He goes absolutely against everything the running backs coach ever tells him to do, and he left his feet, but we'll give him the flop forward for about 6.5 yards. Takes it to about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, when you get to 2nd and 4 like this, your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. The only thing limiting you right now is the back of the end zone.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You have to compress a little bit some of those play calls.
Allows you to be a little more aggressive on defense. Don't have to roll safeties as high.
Ball goes to Smith, the handoff. He's bottled up, just a gain of 2. Going to bring up 3rd and short. And I'm guessing this may be 4-down territory.
Well, Montana Tech coming into this game had a 55% conversion rate on 3rd down. Yotes with a 37% conversion rate on 3rd down.
And that's absolutely something Coach Morosky and the offensive staff would like to address. You want to be above 50% throughout the season, so a little work to do.
I think the problem with College of Idaho's 3rd down conversion stats is a lot of their 3rd downs have been 3rd and long. They just get into bad situations like that, and that'll hurt that ratio.
Handoff goes to Smith, and he just lowers his head, brings the boom, And he's going to be short from where they're marking it. It's going to be just short. It's going to be 4th and a bit, and I don't think there's one coach that would not go for it in this situation. They bring in the heavy package. 2 additional linemen come on. The big back and Smith.
I think if it was 4th and maybe a little bit farther back, they would have gone for that field goal, tie this game up after that missed extra point.
Thelen sends a man in motion. Crowd's yelling here. They line up and they hand it off, and Smith gets met right at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be close, depending on where they spot this ball, but there was good penetration. The Yotes jumped in the hole and met him, stood him up, and we'll see where they mark this. They got to unravel that pile of bodies. They're yelling short. They're yelling they got it. I think they're going to bring the sticks out. They're going to measure here. All right, we did this last night with the game that I did. What's your guess?
Well, let's see. I can't even really see the ball. Oh, I see it. Unfortunately, I think it might be a first down. That nose of that ball is looking a little bit past that 6-yard line there.
I'm telling you, we have a terrible angle from here. I'm not even going to venture a guess. I'm going to say he's short. How's that?
Be my devil's advocate.
That's right.
Wish we just had a big yellow line that went across the field.
Well, there is a yellow line, but that's for the soccer field. That's going to be I don't know. I can't tell, but that looks like it's short.
Oh.
They're going to.
I don't think they've come to a conclusion yet. Making sure everything's
Are they going
right.
to pull out the card? Oh my goodness! And that, I'm telling you, Benton, that has to be like an inch short, because that thing, from my angle, it looked like he got it.
I am pleasantly wrong. I'm okay with that.
That's right. How about you be wrong every time? Say whatever opposite. So College of Idaho, big stop, preserves this 3-point lead. And with 9 minutes and 31 seconds left here in this shootout, 6-3 shootout, Andy Peters and the offense is going to take over from deep in their own territory, but they'll take it.
Yeah, knowing this offense, they are running this thing.
Yeah, they're going to.
No chance of a safety.
Head down, blow some guys off the ball. Or not. Wow, I love when we're wrong. And they should get some pass interference there. Yeah, there they are. 2 flags come out, and that's just what the doctor ordered. And that's kind of become a go-to play. Hey, if you're not going to catch the ball, create some of that contact. See if you can get something, especially with that man coverage. And there was no high safety on that either, trying to get the yards that way.
Yeah, I'm no Tony Romo, so I'm okay with being wrong on that.
2 years ago, I was doing some games, and for fun, I started trying to predict it, and I was like 20% right. So, yeah, it's going to be a run off the left side. They're going to hand it off, and it was a pass. So I gave up on that a long time ago.
Well, that's why we're not defensive coordinators.
Right, exactly. Peters takes the ball. He puts it in the stomach and going to be wrapped up. I believe that was Stamfley. Yeah, Jackson Stamfley. We don't have a spotter, by the way, folks. Micah Cranny, one of the best in the business, is on the PA, and he has 2 guys standing around him telling him who got the ball. So we don't have that luxury. So
I had the pleasure of working that job the last 2 home games, and it's fun. It's a lot easier than this, I'll tell you that.
Come on, where's your sense of adventure, my friend?
I took this job on a whim.
Peters puts the ball in the stomach, pulls it out, has a man, throws it to the near sideline. Big grab. And that was
John and Krebs.
That was Krebs. So I'm getting Appleby and Krebs mixed up again, but Krebs, good grab. And there was a lot of contact downfield. He was able to break free. I didn't think he was going to release in time to be able to make the throw, but Peters put enough under it for him to be able to run under it.
Well, if he didn't get away from that defender, it definitely would have been a PI there if he had held on any longer, but he was able to break free from that, get that big gain. We're back in this one.
Peters claps, looks, and this is a designed run, and he fakes it. Now he's showing some moves. He gets to the ground. They'll take the 10 yards. Peters last year was a huge threat with his legs. They're asking him to throw the ball more, maybe preserve his body, but in times of need, absolutely can call on Peters and his legs. He's a great athlete.
Yeah, that design run right there with the quarterback draw, I mean, that's a favorite of the O-line. You get to pretend like you're pass blocking and then go hit somebody right after, and it seems to work out for them pretty well. They run that play quite a bit.
So Peters takes it and looks, setting up the screen. Hey, smart play. Throws it in the ground. That thing just did not. Yeah, so they're gonna pick up the flag. They're gonna pick up the flag. They were saying there was no receiver in the area. So smart play though by Peters, going to bring up 2nd and 10, and he made the right call. And you're starting to see that, and that's part of the maturity of Andy Peters as he's moving along. You're starting to see him make more and more of those smart plays. Throw the ball away if it's not needed, slide if needed, and live to fight another day on that one.
And that one is simply a numbers game. I mean, you got 7 defenders rushing, only 6 in protection. Got that saw pressure off the edge. He's not rolling out of that pocket. He made the right call there, throwing that one down.
Peters again takes the snap, throws a quick out, but that is Appleby. Appleby breaks the tackle, and they're going to give him they're going to give him about a 3-yard game. That's a lot of work for 3 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7, and maybe opens up the playbook a little bit more. So Peters eyeing the situation, has the call. They rush to the line. Very efficient offense in terms of getting to the line in and out. And now they're making a couple of audibles and they're blocking calls. Peters takes a snap, looks, throws. There's an out route. He threw it before he turned. That was Appleby again, and that was a thing of beauty. He knew he was going to be open. He threw him open, Benton, on that one. Even before he turned, the ball was in the air.
Yeah, 4-2 front, not much pressure coming, had all day, able to read that one. Andy is a high-pressure quarterback. He knows exactly where to look. Great eyes.
So nice play on that 3rd down, 3rd and 7, and they're down to the 30-yard line of Montana Tech, 6:22 to go here. Option to the right. Gilbert going to get upended. I think he's down, though. Yeah, they're going to call him down. His head would literally hit the ground. So ball popped out, but that's going to be a gain of 3. Kind of on that speed option. Peters got rid of it pretty quickly. It was almost like that was a designed run, maybe to draw somebody in before he got it, pitched it over to Hunter Gilbert.
Appleby getting up after falling down there and seeing that ball, getting right on top of it in case they rule that a fumble, but way to fight for it.
Peters takes the ball, looks to the right. Oh. That's a defenseless receiver. And there's no flag. That's Krebs got lit up on the far side after he had dropped the ball, and he's looking a little woozy over there.
It's an interesting no call after on this previous drive for Montana Tech getting the exact same penalty flag thrown in their favor.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that was a defenseless receiver, and that's how the rule is written. So 3rd and 7. Peters looking, fakes the handoff to Stampley. Has some room, throws him back, the comeback route. And there's a flag. That's going to be deep enough for the 1st down. So Hauser made the reception. But we'll see what this flag is. And it was kind of in no man's land. Might be holding, defensive holding. Yeah. All right, so defensive holding, which is great news for the Yotes, but they're going to take the reception on that one as it gives them more yards.
Peters looking to get a reception touchdown under the belt here. Get a little bit closer to that record. But that's certainly not on his mind. That's something that we're all thinking about, though.
We think about it, but maybe he doesn't. He just wants to win a ball game.
I mean, I think Andy Peters, knowing him, great friends with him, he's got the smallest ego of anybody I know. I mean, that guy is so humble.
Pitch to Byington. Byington throws back to I don't know what Peters was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking on that. I mean, Byington threw it where he needed to. He led him, and Peters was moving backwards when he should have been moving forward, and he had a convoy into the end zone. Now, he needs to throw for the touchdown. He doesn't have to. If he caught the touchdown, it doesn't count towards the record.
A little bit of the Thunder Gun Express right there.
Brings up 2nd and 10 on the trick play. Byington, again, freshman, played at Meridian High School here locally. Great storied career there. Peters gives the handoff. That's Stanfleet. He's moving in there. He's going to pick up 6, almost 7 yards, and they're going to blistle the play dead. There's an ore digger running to the opposite end zone.
A lot of yelling in the stands here.
And they left the ball. So anyway, they're calling for a delay of game because the guy's running to the opposite end zone. And, it's all ceremonial at this point, and then he leaves the ball on the field. So it's a great sign of sportsmanship there. So here we go. 3rd and 5. Peters takes a snap, looks back over to his right, getting some pressure, using his legs, creating some space. Nobody's open. He ducks his head, goes out of bounds, and it's going to have enough for the first down. And really good coverage downfield at the back of the end zone. Nobody was open, and Peters made their smart choice. And so the fallout of on the previous play of the defender keeping the ball is they actually threw one of the ore diggers' footballs in, and they used that for one play, and Peters swapped it out for his football at the very end of that play.
Yeah, that's pretty heads up. I don't know if I'd want to be using one of their balls. They probably got that thing all sorts of smoothed up.
Or maybe deflated. Who knows? 1st and goal. Peters design quarterback run. Puts his head down, and a lot of ore diggers around him. He was wrapped up initially by number 50, and that was Cole Wyatt. I'm going to bring this heavy, what do we want to call it? Is this what's the package you guys use? What's this called?
Well, in our world, they would call it the Thanos package. We're once again bringing Andy Peters off the field, putting Young back out there.
Okay.
Allowing him to use those legs, either bounce that thing outside or just go right up the middle. Who knows? They're so good at hiding that.
So Thanos, because he has all of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Possible to stop.
There we go. All right, Caden Young again bounces into the end zone. And Caden Young, he smells the end zone. Has a defender in his face after he keeps a little bit of John going on here. A little frustrating on both sides.
Yeah, that's one of those plays that when they come out to run that, they are not hiding anything from the defense. They want the defense to know, hey, this is the play we're running. You saw Andy leave the field. You saw Young come in. If you've been watching any amount of film, you know exactly what's about to happen to you. And they're just so good at running that play that they're not afraid to let defenses know what they're about to do because it just works.
So jawing with Caden Young was Matt Whitcomb from Coeur d'Alene, actually. So another Idaho guy, albeit from North Idaho. Extra points up and good this time. 13-3. Yotes on top. 3:10 to go here in the second quarter. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. And we're back. College of Idaho with another Caden Young touchdown. And he was Thanos on that one, I guess. I don't know what you guys are going with, but that's a great name for a package. The kickoff going to be in the end zone. That's number 2, Levi Torgerson. Takes a knee. Torgerson from Great Falls. So Montana Tech looking for some answers here. 3:10 left to go in this second quarter, first half. Ball's going to be spotted at the 25-yard line. 75 yards to go. And I'll be honest, have you seen any willy-nilly? I haven't seen anybody on the sidelines. I don't know what's going on there, so I don't really have any kind of update for you in terms of injuries.
Yeah, I saw him go into the tent earlier right after the injury. Lost track of him after that.
There were a couple of Montana Tech injuries. I think the initial injury was to the receiver, and that was Kyle Torgerson, the older brother, I want to say. And he is out still. So Thelen kind of flicks the ball forward, and the reception is going to be made by Levi Torgerson.
That's a good play design by the offense. You get the offensive line going one way, you bring the defensive line with you, bring hopefully the linebacker's eyes with you as well, and then just flick that thing out the opposite direction.
He showed a lot of form on that throw as well.
A little bit of a shovel sidearm.
Yeah. Make Patrick Mahomes happy. Thelen takes a snap, puts the ball in Smith's gut. Smith takes it. Going to get the first down. All he needed was a yard. 2:30 left, and they have 2 timeouts. So this is a true 2-minute drill with your 2 timeouts, and not a lot of urgency. Obviously don't want to leave any time on the clock is the goal. So Thelen looks to take it. Blitz from the near side, lobs the ball up deep, and absolutely beautiful ball thrown right through his receiver's hands. That was Wyatt Alexander, the intended receiver, and he threw a dime. I mean, that thing was a thing of beauty. Turned it over midair.
Yeah, Croteau's got the leg to keep up with him, keep that ball from being completed. Interesting fact about Croteau, actually, he's the first-team punter back in high school, and now here he is. Playing corner. Because
why not? Punters and cornerbacks, they mix really well. 2nd and 10. Bring a little pressure. They almost got to him, but he steps away, throws it over the top, and there's going to be a lot of contact down there. And they're going to call some pass interference. And
a yard sale.
Yeah, basically. Deshaun Swafford. Was that Swafford on that? Yeah, Deshaun Swafford's going to be called for the penalty. No arguments, I think, from anybody. And that is new this year, the 2-minute timeout. So we'll take a timeout quickly as well and be back for the final 2 minutes of this thing, of the first half. All right, 50-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10. Minute 56 left to go. 2 timeouts for Montana Tech, looking to drive the remainder of this field and put the ball in the end zone. So Thelen takes a snap, looks across, and dumps the ball to Smith. Smith met immediately. Great coverage. I almost didn't think that he saw the defender there. And who's number 9? That's not Brock Richardson, is it?
No, he's not playing today. I believe it's Eli Makita.
Is it Makita in honor of him? I don't have the right. Look, there's a number 9. The number 9 I have here is going to be Brock Richardson, and I know Brock Richardson does not look like him at all. Eli Makita it is. I got told who it was. So Makita, good coverage, loss of 2. Oh, snaps bobble. Thelen looking to do it, just dumps the ball in the air. Wow, and he just got it up there. I'll tell you what, that's impressive arm strength to just kind of flick it up there with the wrist just to get it out there. He actually gave his man a chance to catch that thing.
Yeah, just barely got his feet under him to get that one out.
That could have been disastrous. 3rd and 12.
Incomplete pass will stop the clock for him so they can get a more designed play off here.
Well, and better, look, College of Idaho, you stop him here. Call a timeout. You have a little bit of time on the clock.
Exactly.
Giving him a little space on the edge. They see that. They go there. And I don't understand that. He dipped deeper than the sticks. He's going to be short, though, of the first down by a yard. No man's land. They're absolutely going to go for it. 4th and 1.
This is dangerous for Montana Tech here. I mean, if they don't convert this, they're giving the Yotes the ball back here. Taking a timeout as well. Yeah,
that's smart. You got to talk about it. Do you want to give them with 2 timeouts? College of Idaho has their 3 timeouts. You're, to your point, give him the ball there, or do you want to try and pin him again? This is no man's land, but go back to the previous play. I don't understand that. The defensive back bailed, and he went clear past the sticks to the reception. I don't know if he's trying to make a tackle forward in front of the sticks or what, but the receiver saw that. Thelen saw the space given and threw it right there.
Yeah, definitely different from that man press that we look where you're trying to break up the route, get the timing off with the quarterback. I don't see any of that either.
But that's
could work out, though. Let's see.
Yeah, 4th and 1. I get it. Give them 5 yards, maybe a little bit of space. Plus, they called the comeback route on that anyway, and if you can disrupt that timing with it. But, again, this is all theoretical from the booth. What are we? We're Monday morning quarterbacks, I guess, armchair quarterbacks. Why not?
Well, you know, every offensive lineman dreams of being the quarterback.
4th and a short one. And they bring the jumbo package in. Thelen takes a stab, pulls it out, man, wide open, and throws it over the top. And that's what you fear. And he's brought out of bounds. Fantastic play calling. It was number 35. And they're going to list him as a tight end. This is Charlie Kiergan. And that was a great play call. Fake it inside, over the top, release the tight end on the outside. Huge gain, takes it all the way to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, when you're the defense and you've only got one high safety like that too, I mean, your weak spots are going to be between the numbers and the sideline, and that's exactly where that ball was thrown.
And they're going to fake the reverse off of that forward pass, so that's going to be a passing touchdown. Montana Tech gets into the end zone. Some nifty play calling here. Torgeson's going to be credited with a touchdown reception, and that play was made famous. I believe we'll give it to Mahomes. I don't know. Just that little forward flick as they come across. Essentially a jet sweep, and they get in the end zone. So their scores 13-9. I'm telling you, that scoreboard needs some brighter lights.
That thing's about as old as this stadium is.
And now they shift back. Waiting for the snap. It's up, and it's good. So 13-10, just a field goal separates us.
Yotes are going to get the ball back with a little under 40 seconds probably here, depending on if they want to return it or not. 2 timeouts left. Actually, 3 timeouts left, I believe. Hard time seeing the scoreboard from up here, like we've been saying. Going to be going into that 2-minute offense if they want to go for it.
Yeah, push the ball down the field. Peters, big arm. You may be able to create something downfield, but you'll see Montana Tech, if they don't drop 2 safeties deep, I'll be shocked. But realistically, they're going to be dropping 2 safeties deep. So the weak spots are probably going to be between, like you said, the middle of the field and those numbers. You know, nothing too deep over the top.
Well, historically, the Yotes 2 minutes offense has actually been really good, really productive. Seen it in a lot of games. It's won them quite a few games, too, I believe. And I think it comes back to the fact that your 2-minute offense, this is your base stuff. This is your bread and butter. This is what you run every day to start practice with. These are the plays that everybody knows and that are almost impossible to screw up. And when you go back to that, I mean, you don't leave a lot of room for error. And the Yotes are just really good at that.
So Yotes set to receive. Baranowski kicks it deep.
Appleby's going to return it.
Appleby's has a chance to return if they can create some space, and he has a lane. Picked up a block, but there's going to be a flag that's going to negate basically all of that. Yeah, flag, and that came from the near side, and he would have been a world champion something if he could have thrown it all the way to where he wanted it. So flag's going to be at the 30-yard line, probably holding.
A lot of unhappy coaches pointing on the sideline here.
Yeah, I believe that penalty was on Byington. We've said some good things. Unfortunately, sometimes that happens on a kick return. So 20-yard lines where they're going to take over 33 seconds, 3 timeouts. You know, possibly field goal range is an option right now. So Peters, Hunter Gilbert in the backfield with him. Gets blitzed off the end, and he came free. I mean, nobody picked him up. Big sack in the backfield. It's going to be Dominique Umili. He's a freshman from Missoula, 6'4", and nobody picked him up. He came untouched, and they're just going to let this clock run down, and that's going to take us to the half. College of Idaho going to take a 3-point lead in this homecoming game, 13-10. Your thoughts, first half?
I mean, that last play was just pretty unfortunate. We had Travis Marieiro right open in the middle after a misread by the safety. What could have been? Who knows? We'll see when we come back.
All right, we're going to take it into halftime for Benton Owens and Ryan Luke. This is the College of Idaho, and you know what? I think there's a 20-minute halftime because it is homecoming. So we're going to take a little bit of a break here and come back before we get kicked off for the second half. Go over some of the things that we saw, what we can expect, and hopefully take this thing in for a Yotes win. Benton, your take on the first half.
I think our offense definitely is coming back. We're seeing a lot more out of it. Might not be a lot of points on the board to show it, but coming into this game, I mean, they had a 33% third down conversion rate. So far today, they're 5 for 7 at a 71% conversion rate on third down. I mean, having that in your pocket and being able to convert on a big down like that's what's going to keep you in this game, keep your drive alive, keep you going. On the contrary, Yo's defense, they've seen a lot of fourth down looks. We've seen the Montana Tech offense go for it quite a bit on third and fourth down. Their third down efficiency, they're 4 of 9 though. We've held them to 44%. Fourth down efficiency, they've only converted 1 of 2 on that huge breakaway pass that put them in the end zone right after. And so I think if we can just keep them at that, keep them from getting any higher, we're going to see a good half here on both sides of the ball.
So Montana Tech set to kick off. College of Idaho deferred to receive to the second half. And Benton absolutely spot on with his analysis of that first half. College of Idaho trying to keep that efficiency up. Big key is going to be continuing to finish drives. So kickoff comes, and we're live. We're underway here. Ball is going to go in the end zone for a touchback. College of Idaho going to start at their 25-yard line. Andy Peters, again, that prolific offense, started to get going the second half within we'll call it the second quarter. And looking to continue that success here starting this second half.
Yeah, that Yoda offensive line only allowing 1 sack, and that being the drive-ending sack there that we saw right before half that just didn't allow them to march down the field, let that clock run out. So I think if we can keep them from getting more sacks, getting pressure on the quarterback, we'll be able to stay productive.
So Andy Peters lines up, bunch formation to his right. And they're going to throw it that way. Ball's out. A couple of blockers if he can escape. And that's going to be to Hauser on the reception there. Hauser trying to find some room. He was one player away. He's got some speed too. 5-yard pickup, and that's a good play to kick off the second half.
Yeah, good blocks by his receivers. Able to get inside of that, cut up, get that 5-yard gain.
So Peters surveys the field. Takes a snap. Looks like the ball got tipped or came out of his hand. Weird, but that was within 5 yards, and they're never going to call, unless it's something egregious. But Torrey Watkins was the intended receiver, and it was broken up. It came out of his hand funky, or it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. There was no chance to catch that. So 3rd and 5. Peters directing traffic. Hunter Gilbert shifts him to the other side. Showing blitz, and they come. A little bit of delayed blitz. And Marieiro did the right thing, went right to where the blitzer came from, vacated Andy Peters. That's a smart read for the quarterback.
Yeah, you got 6 blocking, 6 coming. Everybody's blocked up, time in that pocket. Sees Marieiro right there in the flat, hits him for that gain. We got a first down here.
So first down at the 37-yard line. Yotes are okay running methodical football here. 6-7 yards a gain. They'll take it. High snap. Peters looks, throws the out route. Marieiro is going to make the grab, and it's going to pick up 4. It wasn't the most beautiful 4 yards you'll ever see, but 4 yards nonetheless.
Marieiro's definitely able to get out. I like those dives that we see out of him, making that diving catch. Believe it or not, Marieiro is actually first-team outside hitter in volleyball in high school, so not uncommon to see him diving like that.
Well, he's springy. I think that's the term that they like to call. He's a springy athlete. Run a little time here. 10 seconds on play clock. Hunter Gilbert gets the handoff. No gain, met right at the line of scrimmage. In fact, he may have lost a half yard. Going to bring up 3rd and 5. And number 98, who is that? Let's give him a shout out because he's super proud of himself. That was Landon Barger from Yelm, Washington. Boy, he was proud of that tackle, so we'll give his name a holler. 3rd and 6. Motion across the field. Peters looking to his left, back to his right, hits the comeback route. Oh, and he stays on his feet. John Krebs did a great job of keeping his balance. Krebs with the reception, and he had one in the first half that got batted into his hands, and since then he has not dropped the ball. And Krebs, an explosive athlete, not a big guy, but very, very consistent. He was able to pick up a big first down.
Yeah, that pre-snap motion, bringing the rover down, forcing him to cover that guy in motion, tight end, and that just left it wide open for the comeback, and that's exactly what Peters saw, and that's what he threw.
He had a lot of time, too. Fakes the handoff. Peters rolls to his right, throws on the run, throws it out of bounds, just out of the reach of his tight end, and Watkins was diving for it. It was going to be a tough grab. Peters threw it too far. See, that's the tough part. I played a little quarterback. If you're rolling to your right, the ball drifts with you, and typically they say if you're going to throw it upfield, you got to turn your shoulders and move towards upfield, and Peters kept drifting, and the ball drifted with him.
Yeah, I say on a 2nd and long like this, you just give the ball off to Stampley there. You chop that thing in half, and you're working with a 3rd and 5.
Well, Tony Romo, what do you know? Stampley takes the handoff, only able to pick up 1 yard. So, hey, we're starting new stats. You're 1 for 1 on your call so far. Good job.
Didn't get the 5-yard gain I was hoping for, but.
But they ran the play.
They
ran the play. That's the moral of the story. So 3rd and 9. And from what we've seen of the offense, absolutely they have plays and they have stuff to call for this. The critical point of this is getting past the sticks for these receivers.
Yeah, you see those corners about 10 yards down off the receiver.
Only rushing 2, dropping everybody, and a man open in the middle of the field. Hauser with the reception, and after rushing 2 and dropping 9, he still found a way to get open in that soft spot of the zone.
And Peters is no short quarterback. I mean, he has no problem seeing over that offensive line, being able to get that ball over the defenders' heads right into the middle where he put that thing.
It's a 24-yard pickup for Hauser, and he was able to stand tall all kinds of time. And, boy, that's the gamble you take if you're going to not pressure him, is allow that big arm to sit back there and pick you apart.
I'm assuming 2 blocking tight ends here.
2 tight ends look to give the ball to Stanford. They fake it, and then dropped ball. It was wide open, and from the angle where we were, he threw it over the head of the linebacker, took the linebacker by surprise, and the ball just not able to bring it in. That was Corbin Freeze, and Corbin played his ball. Actually, he played with Riley Byington at Meridian High School.
First team all-conference in Idaho as well.
Peters takes the ball. It's a designed run. Gets hit early, able to fall forward. Picks up close to 4 yards. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 6, right? If it's 3rd and 6 is where they're going to spot it. 10 minutes to go here in this third quarter, and good possession time. College of Idaho has been methodical. Third downs have come up. They've been able to convert those third downs. And now they're facing a 3rd, and I guess we'll call it a long 6, short 7. Peters takes a snap. Again, designed run, and they saw something. And they're going to call for a face mask, but I don't think he got a hold of it. I think he got wrapped around his neck. It's going to be 4th down. I think Peters made the wrong read, too. If he would have cut right instead of left, he had a huge lane. But nonetheless, the arm tackle brings him down, and on comes the field goal team.
Yeah, I think if they were able to get a couple more yards out of that, this would definitely be the 4th down territory where you are going to run another play and try and find the first down so you can get in the end zone after that. But when you leave it with 4th and 7 like that, field goal is not a bad option.
It's going to be a 35-yard field goal attempt. Low line drive, banks off the upright. And, boy, he drove that, and it hit hard. And so no good. All of that time of possession, all of that, and to come up with no points. A little frustrating for College of Idaho. Montana Tech stiffens up, keeps them out of the end zone.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of play calls we see going forward when we get into situations like that again, where you got 4th and long, maybe even 4th and medium. 4th and short, you're for sure going to go for it on something like that. But if you can't trust your field goal unit like that, you might as well go for it.
And it's got to be frustrating because then all of a sudden the psyche is we have to get in the end zone or we're not going to be getting points, and you don't want to feel that way.
Exactly.
So Thelen hands the ball off fakes it to Smith. Boy, he has a great fake, doesn't he? Pulls the ball out, drops it, and there's a man wide open running down the sidelines. This could go all the way. They find the angle, he gets it, keeps his feet, and that's a touchdown. That's going to be an 80-yard touchdown pass, and just like that, Montana Tech takes the lead. One play, one score. And what a swing. We'll call that a swing of 10 points. And Montana Tech media crew absolutely thrilled up here. And they'll let you hear all about it.
Yeah, Montana Tech coaches in the box above us. You can hear them slamming on the windows. They're happy about that one.
And they should be. That was a fantastic play. He was able to break a couple of tackles. He came free. It was just a drag route, man coverage, and beat his man. At the end of the day, that's all it boiled down to. Extra points up and really good. Actually kicks it into the field behind, and so I think in that situation the kicker should have to go get the ball. That's his fault. All right, media timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well. We'll be right back after this. After that scoring drive, Montana Tech set to kick off. 17-13 is our score. 8:46 to go here in the third quarter. And Montana Tech thrilled about where they are right now coming into College of Idaho and taking the lead. In fact, kick is deep, going to be right at the goal line. Ball's returnable, no flags. Has a convoy. Chase Appleby, is there a flag? No flag, all right. Wait, there is a flag on the 30, so there's going to be another hold.
That's a tough look. 2 of those in a row.
Yeah, and they're just calling the hold instantly. So going to be the exact same thing starting at the 20-yard line. And we don't know if that would have, how much it affected it or how much it didn't, but what we do know is that the special teams, the return team, has been phenomenal today, but they've had everything negated due to penalties. So 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, Andy Peters, and they've got to be a little frustrated right now. They haven't, you and I were talking off air, how they have not had those explosive plays that they're used to. Pitch goes the outside, and that's Hunter Gilbert. Gilbert with a good run. Keeps his feet, gets knocked. Going to be a 12-yard gain, and that's the longest run play of the day at 12 yards.
Yeah, going back to that kick, Yotes in the first half, 4 penalties for 53 yards against them. If we can minimize that in the second half, that would certainly help, but coming off with a holding on the kick like that, not a good way to start off.
Ball's to the 33-yard line. Peters takes the snap, design run again, and they've seen something they like. Peters quick to his feet with the stiff arm, able to move the ball up near the 50-yard line, a 15-yard, 16-yard gain. Andy Peters showing us what he can do. And I feel like we saw maybe more of that last year. He was a little bit more of a weapon last year. And this defense, Montana Tech defense, has settled in, and now they're trying to keep them on their heels by running Peters.
Yeah, Andy Peters, the #1 rusher last year for the Yotes. Certainly like to see him using his legs again, but here we are, 2 plays, 2 first downs.
Peters hangs on to a little speed option, pitches it to Gilbert. Gilbert gets to the sideline. He got literally to the line of scrimmage. So 50-yard line is going to be 2nd and 10, that speed option. And at that point, and you know the plays, is that the design play, or could Peters keep the ball? Because typically when I ran an option, you had the option to tuck and run, and this looks like it is a designed run pitch.
Well, going into this week, I think we knew, looking at the stats from previous games from Montana Tech, they like to bring a lot of that edge pressure, a lot of that saw pressure where you get 2 rushers off the edge, or even a Mike just coming right up the middle after we vacate an A-gap. But on a play like that where you got the edge is contained, you just got to be able to get that ball out. I mean, getting back to the line of scrimmage, that's better than taking a loss, but it's definitely not where they wanted to go with that one.
So could Peters tuck the ball and run?
He could if he wanted to. I don't think that was the read he wanted, though, after seeing the pressure.
Sure.
Looking for something here.
It looks like Peters has blood on his hand.
Young's going to go in.
Yeah. You got a cut. All right, so there was blood on the football initially, and then they tried to figure out where it came from, and Peter said, hey, I got a cut. So he's on the sideline while he's being attended to. Caden Young, though, no stranger to this offense. Young takes it, and he pitches to Stemfley. Stemfley takes a nice cut. Comes inside, picks up 7 yards, and they're seeing something they like on the edge versus this defense. That's 2 plays now attacking this left side to the left.
Yeah, Stampley's really good at getting those yards after contact and even just getting yards in general. I mean, in Idaho in high school, he led the state in rushing yards and rushing yards after contact. So it's great to see him be able to get back on his feet after a couple of no gains earlier in the first half.
So Caden Young's still in there as they attend to Peters on the sideline. Young looks back, throws the deep ball. He has Marieiro. Marieiro, good throw and catch. On the 3rd and 4, Marieiro is going to pick up close to 16 yards. And Caden Young, for not having warmed up, showing the arm strength there, getting the ball to him on that far sideline.
Yeah, Young's the kind of backup quarterback you like to have. I mean, he's had plenty of time here at the College of Idaho to develop and watch Peters, learn from him. I mean, former Boise State quarterback, as everybody knows. He's had a lot of time to just develop, and he's showing it right now.
The Emmett product, Caden Young, takes a snap, high snap, holds it, pulls it down, pump fakes, gets to the edge, doesn't lose anything. It could have been a disastrous play, but he pump faked and had 2 defenders in the air, and you'll see that on the basketball court, not a lot on the football field. 2nd and 10, no gain. And Peters still getting his hand attended to. Caden Young, again, this College of Idaho team, very comfortable with Young behind center. How's that? Not under center, but he's behind center. Snap comes. Design quarterback keeper. Caden Young showing his elusiveness. 1 defender away from taking that. Going to pick up 5 yards. And he was sniffing end zone on that one. 1 player away, and he would have been there.
Yeah, Young's certainly great on his feet. I mean, he is the intramural basketball champion 2 years running now. He knows how to move.
Just saying. Sometimes things like intramural championships mean something. A lot of shifting here. Torrey Watkins shifts to the other side. Appleby goes to the far side. Snap. Young looks. Pressure up the middle. He breaks it, tucks it, gets upfield, and with the pressure, he goes in the middle of the pocket, finds some room, and creates a first down. I'm going to say he creates a first down. Andy Peters back on the field. Fantastic job. Caden Young coming into relief after the hand injury to Andy Peters.
And that's just great vision by Young, too. I mean, Montana Tech brought 6 defenders, and he was still able to find that gap and get up for that gain, get us the first down.
So Andy Peters back behind center, takes a snap, looks, lots of time. Oh, there's going to, yeah. And it's the same thing you and I talked about in the first half. He knew he was beat. He held him, kept points off the board. Yes, you gave up the penalty, but you kept points off the board.
Yeah, that's definitely a trade-off that Montana Tech is going to have to take on a play like that. He was certainly beat.
So the question was he in the end zone? If he's in the end zone, then they spot it at the 2-yard line. If he was not in the end zone, then it's going to be half the distance to the goal.
One interesting thing about this season is we have – oh, hold on. So going into this season, we actually have a booth review for the refs. They used that a lot in the first 2 home games we saw. I mean, they were in there at least once a quarter, and I have yet to see them use it this game, which is pretty interesting.
Okay, so they said it was in the end zone. They're going to spot it at the 3-yard line. Should be the 2.5 where you kick the extra point. Yeah, there we go. 2-yard line. Okay. I wasn't up in the night. Just got to give these things time to develop. Now they have an illegal formation right now. They haven't, unless they've got to cover the left tackle, unless somebody shifts here. Well, never mind.
And
Peters met like right at the goal line.
Peters keeps it.
Boy, he was met right at the goal line, and Peters put his head down. Now they bring Thanos in. The Infinity Gauntlet.
yeah, you'll notice that is the signal. Fists in the air, like you got the gauntlet on. You're ready to run this ball.
And then the Avengers come flying out, and, Byington and a couple extra linemen. And all right, Caden Young going for touchdown number 3 on the day. Keeps the ball. Looks. He's met at the goal line again. It's going to be 3rd and goal. They got to blow the play dead because no whistle was blown. And so the question is, did he get beyond that? Now, did he stop the forward momentum? Maybe, but the whistle needs to be blown.
I mean, like I said earlier about this play, that was 2nd down right there. We've still got 3rd and 4th to go. You might see them run this play 2 more times because they're just that confident in it.
They do bring an eligible receiver in, though. Looks like it's going to be a tight end for maybe the illusion that they're going to throw the ball.
I don't see anything changing on Montana Tech's side. Maybe they're unaware of it.
Well, Caden Young got really excited on that play and threw a little too much. Now there's a 4th down from the 1/4-yard line, and we called it. We said that the tight end came in. That was number 0. That was Joseph Barado, the junior from Twin Falls. And now they bring the extra lineman in.
Yep, Marcus McFadden to replace that eligible receiver. Let's see.
So Caden Young again gets the thumbs up, saying, hey, just take it in the end zone. Wow. And just like that, from 4th and inches, the Montana Tech comes up with a huge stop. I don't know why you test the edge, but they did, and that was a play call. It's going to be stopped short, way short. They lost, 10 yards on the play. So Montana Tech marches their offense back on the field, and the Yotes, kind of with their tail tucked between their legs, come back to the sideline.
And what's even more frustrating about that one is because of where Caden Young went down with the ball, they're going to get it on the 10-yard line now instead of the 1 where the ball was currently placed before that play. So you don't have Montana Tech's offense backed up in their own end zone now. So now they're a little more free to call what they want to.
So 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Thelen takes a snap. A little bit of pressure from the edge. Delayed blitz. Throws it over the top. Absolute thing of beauty. And he hits his receiver right in stride. Keeps his feet. And Croteau able to bring him down. Wyatt Alexander with the reception. And I'll tell you, that was from a football perspective, that was an absolute beauty of a pass. He threw it and turned it over midair. Alexander able to run underneath that, and he almost took it to the house.
Yeah, Montana Tech's offense, their last two offensive plays have both been for 65 yards and more.
They're seeing something they like. There's immediate timeout as we have an injured Yoda on the field. We'll be right back after this. And we're back. After that huge play, there was an injury on the field. Came off nursing a shoulder is what it looks like. So
Tucker French going into the 10th.
Was it Tucker French?
Yep.
Okay. So 1st and 10 from the Yotes 20-yard line. The Ortigers are dealing right now. New quarterback, by the way. Yeah, new quarterback in there. Looks like the running quarterback. That's going to be number 4, Cade Wyatt, and he's the senior from Rockland, California. Thelen's over on the far side, so they have 2 quarterbacks in the game. It looks like they're very content running Cade Wyatt at this point. Motion man, keeps it, fakes it, throws up over the top, and there's going to be a defensive holding call. So they faked the quarterback keeper and then took a couple steps back. At that point, the defenders knew they were beat, grabbed a hold of him and said, let's not give up points.
Yeah, if the Yotes want to stay in this one, they got to take control of the controllables. We can't be letting up big plays like that, and you can't have flags on the play, killing your yardage.
Stand corrected. It's going to be offensive pass interference, so they're going to march the ball the other direction. I thought it was a holding call.
I did too.
Once again, Tony Romo's, we are not. So that's huge. That's going to march the ball back 15 yards and put it on the 30-yard line, and that may just be the saving grace. That could be one of the most pivotal calls or plays of the game for College of Idaho if they want to stay in this thing.
Yeah, you got to get double the distance with half as many plays now.
Snap comes, they hand it to Smith. They're going to run a reverse double flea flicker, throw it over the top, and they have the receiver wide open. It's going to be short of, well, let's see where they mark him. Big play for Montana Tech, goes down to the 5-yard line, so it's going to be a first down, and they pulled it all out. The double reverse flea flicker, threw it over the top, and able to sneak past everybody was Logan Kennedy. Kennedy's had a couple of grabs. The redshirt junior from Laurel, Montana, came up big again.
Wouldn't be surprised here if the Yotes bring that 5th off the end there, that nickel.
So they're going to pitch it out. Ball's going to go to the outside, trying to get up there. There's a flag goes in the middle of the play. Probably a holding call, more than likely. Christian Vetter was the ball carrier on that one. It was first and goal from the 5, and now. So it was a blindside hook or block. I couldn't hear what he said, but it's a personal foul, so it's going to march him back 15 yards again, which is going to be huge. Breathing again life into this Yote defense.
Yeah, no line to gain. They are still first and goal. No hope at gaining any extra downs.
Yeah, so first, to your point, first and goal from the 20. So first and goal, and Thelen back at quarterback. Smith's in the backfield with him. Receiver split to the left. Takes a snap, rolls to his left, throws to his left. Caught made by Alexander. Alexander takes it to the 10. And 9-yard line, so it's going to be second and goal from the 9-yard line. Much more manageable at this point. You do have some more plays to get there. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break. As we come back, it'll be the final quarter of football from Caldwell, Idaho at this homecoming game, and where the Yotes are facing a 4-point deficit. We'll be back after this. As Neil Diamond blasts over the air, we have the crowd jamming, and despite the 4-point deficit, the crowd's getting into it and getting ready to fire up this fourth quarter as the Yotes face this tough Ordigger offense that has been very prolific. 3-0 on the year, coming in with a lot of expectations. In fact, the Ordiggers were picked a lot lower in the conference and have showed up really well this year. And I think it says a lot about the state of football in the state of Montana with all of these teams, and they're doing a great job.
Yeah, a lot of our toughest competition comes out of Montana. You've got Montana Western, Montana Tech. Both
Carroll
teams
College.
that we have a lot of problems with in the past,
So second and goal from the 9 here. Thelen, the quarterback, stands behind the center, takes a snap, looks to his right, looks, throws the fade route, and a lot of hand battle going on, but ball was thrown incomplete. So 3rd and 9, Yotes defense looking to stiffen up here. If they can stiffen up and force a field goal, you and I talked off air, that's just a touchdown away, and you have a chance to get back in this really quickly.
Yeah, and the key to getting them to kick that field goal is to make sure you can keep it long. If we can get 4th and 7, anything higher than that, they're certainly going to go for that field goal. But you let them get close to that goal line and they're smelling it, they're going to go for the win there.
Quick timeout now by the Ordiggers, and looking and seeing what they have. Last time they came out of a timeout in a situation like this, they came up with a trick play, and the trick play scored a touchdown. So I wouldn't put it past them. This coaching staff has done a phenomenal job. Head coach Kyle Sampson, known for some creativity. The offensive coordinator has been very aggressive and in play calling, pulling out all the stops. You know, if you're the Yote defense, how do you prepare for those types of things?
Well, when I spoke to Chris Jewell earlier, the defensive coordinator for the Yotes, one of the main things he told me was they just got to play more discipline. We got to be able to win our one-on-ones. We have to get back to our basics, and just keeping them in the box is going to be huge. And all the plays that Montana's had, you know, huge gains, huge plays. It's all been when they haven't been able to keep them in that box. And when they can fall back on what they know and what they do best, it's worked out for them. So if they can just pull that off here, keep it contained, should be pretty successful for the Yotes.
So 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. And they're looking to punch the ball in. A touchdown here would be huge for this Montana Tech team. Thelen, the quarterback, takes the snap. There's pressure coming off the edge. Hits the drag route wide open, and he gets in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Ordiggers, Montana Tech, and that was Nick Michelotti on the drag route. Came across, got hit at the goal line, and was able to fall forward for the touchdown, and that's exactly what you didn't want to have happen, but it did. 14:49 left here in the fourth quarter. A little bit of work to do for College of Idaho to get back in this thing.
Yeah, the Yotes now have a 2-score game ahead of them. Defense needs to be able to bring out the stop. Offense has to start producing again. And like I said earlier, we cannot let the penalties start killing us like it did in the first quarter.
They shift back into traditional formation, and the kick is up and good, and they kick it into the rodeo arena. Not quite. So extra point is good, and that's going to take the score 13-24. Montana Tech really turning it on here after that first quarter, and they have scored 21 unanswered points to take the lead. So College of Idaho, that's three touchdowns that they have not accounted for. Unfortunately, College of Idaho has been there. They've been at the goal line. They've been in situations where they could have scored, just not able to get the ball into the end zone. That's got to be extremely frustrating to this team.
Yeah, like on that last drive we saw where they just got held up at the 1-yard line and it just didn't go their way. I mean, that's got to be super frustrating for the offense. But I think what you have to end up doing is, you know, maybe Thanos isn't what we're going to run. Maybe we're going to run something else. Or maybe we run a fake out of it. You know, we show Thanos, we run something else. And I think that's something we might be able to expect here if they get into that again.
And sometimes you don't want to there's a quick media timeout here. We're going to as well, actually, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Well, actually, we're not, because here we go. They're all lining up. Everybody's going to kick the ball. So we do, we don't know. Apparently, we're going to keep broadcasting, and here we are. Yeah, and to your point, maybe it does look slightly different, but you really don't want to go away from what you practice and what you do well. Just unfortunately not panned out like they thought it would, and they've left some points on the board. The field goal bounced off of the upright, couldn't punch it in there. There's 10 points. That's a whole different ball game if those two things go their way.
Ball's going to fall off the tee.
Let's try this again.
Yotes return team hoping to make quite a bit of chunk of yardage on this one. They have before, the previous 2 times. They just had it called back with penalties.
Yeah, penalties have been a killer. We've seen they've been effective. They've created those running lanes, whether it's a wall right or wall left, whatever the call is, but just not able to execute to the level that they want, and those penalties have brought the ball back. In fact, both happened at the 30-yard line, which started both drives at the 20-yard line.
And let's see.
Low line drive, very returnable. Takes the return and breaks some room, gets upfield, and they'll take it. 40-yard line is where they'll start their drive. College of Idaho.
No flags on the field this time either. They're able to keep the yards that they got right there.
So 40 yards, and that's a good way to start clawing back into this thing. So College of Idaho and Andy Peters line up. They have got to smell the end zone. They've got to get close and punch it in. If they don't, the way the Ore Diggers have been moving the ball as of late, could be the end of this game. Never say never, though. Peters takes a snap, puts the ball. Hunter Gilbert takes it, and he gets upfield. And they're going to call that for targeting. Yeah, that's going to be a targeting penalty. As he was going down, that was a helmet-to-helmet right in the back, and I thought immediately that had looked like it hurt. And so they're going to eject. Well, if it stands, they'll eject number 0. And it's unfortunate. He didn't mean to. It's not like he targeted it, but he hit him right in the back of the head. It was Angel Sanchez, the third. There you go. There's your first review. So you're going to take a look at this one and see if it's upheld. If it is, then the player will be ejected, and he won't be able to return until the second half of next game, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're correct. And the camera angle is no different than the view we have right now. Camera's sitting right next to us here in the booth. So I'm pretty sure these refs are going to see exactly what we saw. And I think this will stand.
I do too. And I saw it right as it happened, and it's unfortunate. I don't think it was intentional. It just happened. And that's one of the ones where you wish there was maybe a little more discretion that could be used on it. But the rule is the rule, and he's going to be ejected. So we're going to take a quick timeout as well as they review in the booth. As we come back, we have the referees coming from under the hood, and you and I were discussing. It looks like, let's listen in here. Don't know if you guys can hear it, but we can hear it, so let's see what they have to say. Okay. But they didn't say he was ejected, so
I'll have to see if we notice 0 again.
Yeah, was that just assumed at that point? All right.
Well, I still see 0 on the sideline. Nobody's taking him out, so
maybe the coach said, son, come sit over here and think about it for a minute. Who knows? But here we go. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. College of Idaho marching the ball. Plenty of time left in this game. Building a little confidence on this drive. Peters takes a snap, fakes it, the handoff, holds it, looks downfield. Man, wide open, running free. Marieiro with the touchdown. College of Idaho. Andy Peters finally gets his first passing touchdown of the game, and it was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, these are those explosive plays we've been waiting for. We have not seen a lot of that out of the Yotes offense, and that's exactly what they needed right there to get back into this.
So Marieiro coming from the far side of the field, ran that deep post, came across. There was no deep safety help, and he just beat his man. Andy Peters faked the handoff, but he had his eyes upfield the whole time waiting for that to develop. And as he threw it up, Marieiro ran underneath it, got in the end zone, and that is the biggest play from scrimmage for the College of Idaho today. Got to feel good about that play. So now they're going to go for 2. Except they're going to give them a delay of game, which is going to march it back, which may influence what they are calling. So we have some upset coaches. So now they're looking again. They're going to spot it. They're going to uphold it. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be the extra point attempt is going to be made from the 7-yard line.
I believe what Mo's trying to plead to the ref right now is that the clock wasn't reset, so the delay of game might not be valid if that's the case.
Yeah, and the argument is they never even got a chance to run the, and now they're going to blow the play live again. I don't think I've seen this. These refs are pretty adamant. So 16 seconds left to get lined up and get this play off.
Still going to go for it.
Well, it's the right choice, too. You got to get it within. There's no 4-point field goal. They throw, and he throws it wide. Peters had his man as well, so score remains 19-24. College of Idaho down. Plenty of time left. 14:29 left in the fourth quarter. We got a lot of football ahead of us, but just a missed opportunity there. And obviously the play calling changes when you're going from the 2-yard line from the 7-yard line.
Yeah, definitely wasn't able to run the play they wanted to right there. Almost just as successful, though. Slightly overthrown.
Had his man. You could see it as soon as he threw the ball, he grabs his helmet going, I had that.
Going to need a huge stop out of the Yotes defense here.
Yeah, going to need a great big
21 unanswered,
defense.
like you said earlier, and that we're hoping we can get a stop to that right here and allow the offense to come back out and respond, put them ahead in this game.
So they're definitely going to need to make some adjustments on defense. They had run off 21 straight points before that touchdown, and the defensive coaches here need to dial something up. I don't know if it's somewhat more of a conservative to keep everything in front of them or if they're going to continue to press, but they've been beat on 2 long plays with that press coverage. Kick is deep, fielded at the goal line. It's Torgerson cuts to his left, keeps coming upfield, eludes a couple tacklers, going to make it up to the 36-yard line. So solid return, decent fielding, starting field position for these Ore Diggers. As Thelen comes back on the field, and he's having himself a day here in the second half. He's been very good at distributing the ball, beating man-to-man coverage essentially.
Yeah, it was quite a long drive there from the Yotes offense. Defense had a lot of time to rest up here. So has Montana Tech's offense. So we got 2 fresh units coming out. We're going to see what they're capable of.
So Thelen lines up, looking to take a snap here. The defensive line, when they got pressure on him, they created good things. They might be content running the ball. So they hand the ball off. Big opening off the right side. We'll call it the 6-hole. And I believe that was Vetter on the carry. Christian Vetter, the junior from Butte, picked up 7 on that play. Going to bring up 2nd and 3. And there really is not a 14-minute drive. I mean, possibly, but typically doesn't happen. So at some point they get the ball in or they into the end zone or they turn it over, but College of Idaho will most likely get the ball with another opportunity. Hands the ball off to Christian. Christian gets upfield. Smith goes upfield, dives across for the first down, and methodically you're starting to see this run game take over.
Yeah, that's something that Montana kind of underdeveloped in that first half. They're certainly trying to find it right here. Yotes D-line, though, that's probably your biggest threat to that run game. I mean, they are big. They fill those gaps well. it's hard to get movement on guys like that, especially when you have runs that are designed for a double team to your backers.
So they don't list the weight of these Montana Tech players, but they have a big offensive line from here. Snap is high. They fake it to Smith. Thelen sends it to his tight end on a crossing route. Pickup of 4. And that reception.
Quite the generous spot, actually. It's looking about 7 yards.
7 yards it is. So ball placed at the 50-yard line. 2nd and 3. So Thelen again surveys the field. 18 seconds, 17 seconds on the play clock. They're snapping actually pretty quick. Smith again, just a straight handoff. They're just diving it off the right side in the 2-hole. And he picks up the first down. He's going to pick up 6 yards on that carry. And right now just blowing that defensive line off the ball.
Yeah, a lot of edge pressure looks by the Yotes defense, but they just keep pushing that ball up the middle, negating what all you want out of that. You're hoping to get some ammo cross, maybe an A-gap blitz coming through. You can shut that down. Then you risk having that route right open in the flats because this quarterback can't throw it.
Yeah, the Montana State transfer. Thelen very capable, had a good year last year as well. Hands off to Smith. Smith, the big back. Huge hole to the left. Breaks wide open. He's taken into the end zone to the 5, touchdown. And they ran that across the face of the Yotes defense. Huge hole on the left side. Untouched into the end zone. And Lander Smith with the touchdown run. Going to take the score to 30-19. The Ore Diggers in control here in the second half.
Going to go for the extra point here. 13-point game. Still a 2-score game now.
Still a 2-score game. That was a 44-yard touchdown run. Lander Smith turned the Jets on. He's at one of the bigger backs. And showed the wheels there when he got to the outside, untouched for the touchdown. Extra point is up and good. 31-19 is your score from Caldwell. This College of Idaho team reeling at this point. This was a very good Montana Tech team coming in that a lot of people had overlooked in the offseason or in the preseason, and they are showing what they're made of. Now, today on this field versus this Yotes team, the number 19 ranked team in the country, and they're taking it to them. I'd argue they win this game. They're going to be ranked after this. Pioneer Conference, as we know, is absolutely stacked top to bottom. A lot of really good ranked teams. College of Idaho started off number 3 after that semifinal loss last year to Kaiser, which if they would have beat them, they were a 4th and goal away. You know this. You were there.
Yeah, that was a game that was definitely winnable.
They would have been national champs. College of Idaho would have been the national champs. I'm saying it right now.
I'm sure of it. College of Idaho's struggling here. Starting the season 3rd ranked, like you said, dropped down to 19th now. If this game doesn't go their way, it'll be interesting to see what happens in that regard.
Well, they'll drop to 0-2 in the conference. Again, a lot of football left to be played, 11:39. I think I'm less concerned about the offense and more concerned about the defense if they can come up with some stops. Kick in the far end zone, great kick situation, but they did call for the fair catch, which is a thing now for the last couple of years. So ball is going to be fielded and taken. They're going to start at the 25-yard line. Or does this one start at the 20? I get those two confused.
I believe it's a 25 here in the NAIA.
Well, that's college football in general, but I didn't know if they fair caught it out of the end zone. Who knows? They made some interesting rule changes a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, a lot more advanced of a league than it has been.
So Andy Peters, a lot of work left to do here with this offense. Looking to move the ball, fakes the handoff. Marieiro in the middle of the field makes the grab. Looks like he dropped his mouthpiece possibly, or somebody did. But that's a good read, and that's almost the same play that he caught for the touchdown just from the other side of the field. So Marieiro is going to be out. Looks like he tweaked something. But the Yotes need to move the ball and move the ball quickly to get into the end zone.
Yeah, Marieiro, one of Andy Peters' favorite targets in this game so far. Hoping to see him come back out soon.
Peters with a 2 tight end set. He keeps the ball, fakes the handoff, gets upfield, dives. It's going to be a 12-yard gain, and they'll take that chunk play any day. Ball moves up to the 48-yard line for the Ore Diggers. And again, the offense has never been the issue. As they're starting to get it dialed in, you'll start seeing this College of Idaho offense, although not able to punch it in from 4th and inches. I think that's going to come back. There's going to be a lot of talk in the film room about that one.
Yeah, that's that leg you expect out of Andy Peters, though, right there for sure.
Peters fakes a handoff, looks down the middle of the field. Ooh, and just layers it. And this is Krebs still on his feet. No, that's Appleby. He got a face mask, and it spun his helmet in the middle of the play. He shifted it back, kept his feet, and this is going to be a major face mask penalty to tack on 15 additional yards. What a throw, though. He threw the layer. He threw it over an outreached arm underneath the deep safety on the crossing route. Phenomenal throw by Andy Peters.
Yeah, that's a very obvious call. I count 4 flags on the field on that one. Can't miss it.
And talk about wherewithal. He spun his helmet back around in the middle of the play and kept going.
Yeah, fighting for that extra yardage.
I mean, nobody's going to argue that. Montana Tech's just like, yep, we did that. Let's move the ball.
Relatively quick drive here. Only killed about a minute of the game clock.
Yeah, now get it in the end zone and play some defense is what it needs to be. Ball snap. Peters looks to his right, throws it, and nice wide open catch. Fantastic route. And that was Krebs, and he ran into the end zone, created the space. Peters threw it to the near post and let Krebs run underneath it. That's exactly what you're looking for. And with that touchdown, he now becomes what?
Well, with that touchdown, we've now got a 1-score game, and this extra point is going to be critical because this decides whether or not a touchdown is going to get you in the lead or if you're just going to tie it up.
Well, I was going more with he now becomes the all-time leading touchdown passer in College of Idaho history with that. But, hey, you're right. Let's win the game first. Kick is up, and that's 2 extra points missed. Banked right off. I don't think I've seen that, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I've seen that in a game. 2 off of the post, off of the upright.
Last time I saw 2 doinks in a game like that, it was the Chicago Bears, but they did it all in 1 kick.
Wow. I don't know what to make of that. You feel for the guy. And
not much to say on that.
Yeah.
That's defeating for your kicker, though.
It is defeating. Unfortunately, we're going to have to say, there are 5 points that have been left off the board. And that is fixable. That's correctable, right? Get the reps in, and hopefully he's able to bounce back from that. And honestly, it doesn't matter. You just have to make the next extra point. That's the difference. So we're okay. Take a breath. But to your point, quick scoring drive, still 10:05 left to go here in the fourth quarter. The Yotes showed that they can move the ball, and it's almost when that urgency is there, they do it. Got to play maybe too loose in the first half, or maybe they're loose now. Either way, you're starting to see that offense flow. Line drive kick, this may go out of bounds. It does, so they're going to get a legal procedure, and that is what you do not want to have happen. That's a tough one because you do want the low line drive, and you kick it to the corner. So balls will be placed at the 35-yard line where it will be 1st and 10 Ore Diggers.
Yeah, it's not the kind of field position you want to be giving this team when you're trying to make a stop. And even if you do get the stop, they go for the punt. You're only hurting the offense and the field position they're going to get because of it.
So defensively, what are the adjustments you make here from what you've seen?
I don't think you make a lot of adjustments up front with your personnel at all. I think what you're going to end up doing is trying to just contain it in that box. If they're going to run it up the middle, you want to be able to stop that short, but you don't want to leave this big gap in the middle of the field for a quarterback like Thelen to just be able to throw it in the flat, get that easy chunk yardage every time.
Thelen pulls the ball, tries to hit his tight end. He almost makes the grab. He rolls over, and he's grabbing his arm, and that's not good. He's hurt. He's in pain. Almost made the one-handed grab, though. And Thelen threw it where only he could catch it, so it was a good read and a good throw. But not able to bring it in as he's in pain on the sidelines. Stomping his feet. He's grabbing his left arm, it looks like.
Defense going to get some time here to collect themselves, figure out what they want to do next.
Well, and almost more importantly, with an incomplete pass, the clock stops, so preserve some of that time.
Yeah, one of the main key points that the defense wanted to focus on today, the 3 words they kept hammering on, was they want to win first down. And right there, they just did it. You've brought up 2nd and 10, 0 gain.
All right, so this is going to bring us to 2nd and 10. Ball's still at the 35-yard line. Yotes defense digs in here. Thelen's going to be without one of his major weapons. Takes a look at the field and observes. Takes a snap. The draw play to Smith. Smith bottled up at the line of scrimmage. They swarmed him.
Can't ask for better eyes out of your linebackers. I mean, the moment they saw that ball handed off, they met him in the gap.
And they stepped up, made the play. So it's going to be 3rd and 10. This is a critical play. You get them here 3 and out here, and the ball back in your hands. The way, again, things have shifted, and this Yotes offense has been able to move the ball. Can expect some points on the board, but still a lot of time to play here. Man coverage across the board as it is. They're looking. They run a stunt up the middle. Ball's up and caught on the crossing route. And as Torgerson with the catch, it's going to be an 11-yard gain. It'll be a 12-yard gain. They're going to give him 12 yards. But, boy, he was double covered as well. But it was a good throw up high and away from the 2 defenders.
A good height by that wide receiver getting up there to get that, especially when you're covered as well as he was.
And Torgerson's not a big guy. They list him at 5'9". Played big right there. Tech looking to run some time here. Hand the ball off. Ball goes to Smith. Smith, they stretch him wide. He's able to get to the corner, gets upfield. And there's a flag in a really odd place. I don't know what you could have seen there, but he's dragged out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That was a power run. He got to the edge and then got upfield for a 15-yard gain, right? Not quite a 15.
A little bit more, honestly.
A little bit more, 18-yard gain. Oh, was it a holding call? I have a pillar right in front of my face.
Defense going to get to retry this first down here with a little more yards to work with.
And they'll take it, absolutely.
Now we're back to where they were at the start of that last drive there.
It's going to be first and a mile, 1st and 22, 21, right? 20? Looks like 20. 1st and 20 it is. Thelen takes a snap. He had 2 backs, so they had max protection in. Ooh, good form tackle. Throws a comeback route. It's going to be a pickup of 6, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, big hit. Cornerback keeping that underneath him and able to get on him before he can even turn upfield.
Yeah, Swafford came in, wrapped him up. No yards after the catch. 2nd and 14. 6 yards picked up on that first play.
Knowing Montana Tech I think they're less concerned with getting the first down, and they might even take a deep shot if they want to.
Fake the handoff. 2 handoffs. He's being pursued. Lobs the ball up. Ball's intercepted over the outreach hands of the defender. And the ball's picked off. Goes back to College of Idaho. Noyes with the interception. And it just went over the outstretched hands. Noyes in perfect position behind him. It was checking him the whole way. As Noyes comes to the sideline, grabs his back because he landed really hard flat on his back. So College of Idaho in business here, takes over after the interception at their own 35-yard line.
Noyes going to don that turnover chain that he so very much deserves.
The turnover chain. Oh, that's funny. Well, they have it, and he got it. And that's the first turnover of the game for both sides.
I believe, yeah.
So Peters in the offense, starting from the 35-yard line. Looks to quick flick to Hunter. Hunter takes it upfield. 10-yard gain, and he puts his shoulder down to the end and punishes him. Hunter Gilbert showing a little bit of power there. Picks up almost 11 yards.
Yeah, that's a play I've seen them go to a lot this game. They can trust that Hunter can get off that edge. I mean, he is quick. He's going to get that first down. He's done that a lot. A lot of first downs out of Hunter this game. Very impressive.
Stays in the game. 2 receivers to the right. They're going to bring a safety blitz, and Gilbert picks it up. Peters looks like he got a little anxious, saw the blitz coming, and didn't step into his throw. Krebs on the far side, not able to make the grab.
Yeah, Gilbert, the running back, doing a good job of seeing that safety blitz and getting in front of it. I mean, that's hard to stop. You got a guy with 15 yards of momentum and speed on you, and you're expected to make that block. And he just did pretty flawlessly.
Got the result they wanted, forced the incompletion, though, so 2nd and 10. Ball comes out to the near side. Appleby makes the catch. It's a 5-yard gain. You'll take it. You'd love bigger chunk plays. But, again, there's so much time. Well, we still have 6:23 left to play. A touchdown and an extra point, fingers crossed, puts you in the lead at this point.
Yeah, I definitely think the Yotes are more concerned with just getting in that end zone. They don't really care about how much time they leave on the clock.
Ball snap. Peters looks across the field, has a man in the middle. That's Hauser. Hauser grabs it. He stays on his feet, avoids initial what could have been absolutely devastating hit. And Hauser picks up a big first down up to the 30, to the Ordinger 32-yard line. Peters stood tall in that pocket, looked downfield, was able to deliver. Hats off to the offensive line, give him a clean pocket.
Yeah, the way he's able to step up in that pocket, you let those edge rushers go around you. No pressure put on Andy. He's able to make a pass like that.
So Peters observes blitz coming. Needs to get rid of it. Throws a nice Marieiro back in the game. On the crossing route, comes wide open. Again, he's done that 3 times today. He goes and he's throwing where the blitzer's coming from. Vacated that space. Marieiro making a big grab. Another first down.
Yeah, big game for Marieiro. A lot of yards for him. A lot of receptions.
So 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. We talked about how this offense is starting to build momentum, some steam, and we saw some defensive stops. Now being deep in the red zone. Got to be able to punch it in right here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised we see Andy use his legs here.
Peters looks to his left, back to his right, scrambles, sees wide open, makes a snap, and right as the rally train comes by, Tony Romo to my left makes the call, and Andy Peters scores the touchdown. Huge touchdown for College of Idaho, and he did it. There is a flag on the play, though, on the far side, and that may be a defensive holding.
One can hope.
Touchdown is good. All right, so unsportsmanlike.
On Carson Darby, offensive lineman.
I feel like you need to have a talk with him. So Carson Darby, get your name called, buddy.
That could be justified. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't either. But the touchdown was good. Now, huge extra point, and it's going to be backed up to the what yard line are they going to take it? Unsportsmanlike, I didn't think it was a personal. I didn't think it was 15 yards, but apparently it is.
Yeah, the last play didn't surprise me, though. I mean, talking with Andy, having conversations with him, his favorite quarterback right now in the league is Josh Allen, and that's a guy you see his legs a lot. And I'm sure Andy's picked up a lot on how that guy's able to run the ball and transfers it into his game because Andy's just so good on his legs.
Yeah, Andy looked left, looked right, held on to it. Now here's the extra point for the lead. Up and no good. 3 extra points that are no good. 31-31, we have a ball game. It's tied, 4:39 left here in the fourth quarter, and just cannot buy an extra point to save their lives.
I sure hate our angle up in this box because I thought that one was good once again.
Very difficult to know, and I'll tell you, go back to that last touchdown, Peters breaks to his right, gets in the end zone right as the rally train honks its horn, blows the whistle, whatever, and a resounding touchdown. And Peters doing it 2 times in the air, 1 time on the ground. He's been dynamite so far. Also been able to protect the football. No interceptions, no turnovers.
I believe that brings up 6 points left off the board from kicks.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a touchdown. So as we go back to the game here, and I don't have the live statistics on me, but we're seeing just a shootout at this point now. Some of the adjustments that they've made, seems like a little bit more pressure has been put on Montana Tech. Instead of just only rushing forward, they're starting to bring a little bit more some of those exotic looks, dropping a linebacker, bringing somebody from the other side, and it's paid off as they've caused some errant throws, came up with an interception. So kick is deep right at the goal line. Torgerson's going to return this. And Torgerson gets on to upended. That was number 35 on the coverage.
We got a flag down really late.
Yeah, Trey Jorgensen.
I think we're going to get an unsportsmanlike here.
So they got to be careful. So College of Idaho has to just be careful. Like, keep your head, be cool about it all. Even if it is a dogfight, you cannot lose your head.
Yeah, I think Bill Belichick said it best. You can't let your head get in the way of the game.
Be offsetting penalties. Yeah, that's why I even call them. I guess if you get 2, then it matters. So offsetting penalties, which is going to leave the ball spotted at the 21-yard line, is where they're going to start play, Montana Tech. And 4:35, 2 timeouts to go. I don't think clock's the issue here. They just need to get close, and depending on how much confidence they have in their kicker, maybe an opportunity for them.
Yeah, that Ordigger offense is definitely not worried about the clock right now. They're just going to run their game the way they have been. Can't expect much change out of them. But making Thelen uncomfortable in that pocket is certainly something that's going to benefit us here.
So Thelen takes it, pulls it out, has a man, throws it, and pass was intended. Threw behind him, but Wyatt Alexander, typically his go-to guy, the 6'2 senior from Whitehall, Montana, threw behind him, and you don't see a lot of errant throws from Thelen. He's fairly accurate.
Yeah, a lot of pressure put on him, a couple of sacks here and there. He's definitely got it on the back of his mind. That's something he's got to be able to escape from, and that'll affect your throws.
Good news for Montana Tech. Logan Kennedy comes back in the game. He was injured earlier, something with his arm, but he's been able to get back on the field, so you like to see that. Ball's handed off to Smith. Smith churning those legs, but swarming defense. Pickup of 2. Smith has broken a big 44-yard run, and so they know that he does have big play capability. They wrap him up. It's going to be 3rd and 8 And critical, if you're a Montana Tech fan, this is a critical third down. You have not been able to stop College of Idaho in the last 3 possessions, if I'm not mistaken. Given the turn of the ball over here is not what you're looking for.
Defensive lineman Sam Lowings comes off the field. Chris Whitney goes in to fill him. We're going to see them just kind of stuff these A and B gaps, make them throw that ball.
Ball rushing for Thelen, getting some pressure, gets outside. He's chased outside the pocket, lobs it, has a man. Great defensive play. Absolutely phenomenal timing. And couldn't have been done any better. Tanner Steele grabbed the arm right as the ball arrived. It was simultaneous. Tough to argue that if you're Montana Tech. Great play is going to bring up 4th and long.
Yeah, Torgerson looking for the PI, but I got to admit that was just clean defense right there. He played through the hands, broke that up. He was not coming home with that ball.
Tanner Steele dove at the last minute and played the ball, but also knocked his arm, allowing Torgerson to get the ball, bring it in. So it's going to bring up a punting situation. And the ball is out clean. They set up, and it's a deep punt. Ooh, called for the fair catch.
Yep.
That was brave. So Gavin Ozuna with the fair catch. So ball's going to be spotted at the 34-yard line. Montana Tech trying to make a big stop. 3:32 left. Plenty of time, 3 timeouts. Andy Peters, they haven't been able to – Montana Tech has not stopped them. And we talk about a game of momentum. Montana Tech couldn't be stopped. And all of a sudden, College of Idaho can't be stopped. And we'll see what gives now as this offense takes the field.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to see a lot of that run game develop here. A lot out of Hunter Gilbert, a lot of those outside runs, outside zone, relying on that O-line to be able to get those gaps open for him, run that clock down.
See Peters. Peters throws the quick comeback. Hit immediately as Hauser on the far side. Pick up a 4. Clock still runs. Tommy Hauser took a lick on that one.
You got to imagine they're going to use all of the play clock they've been given here. Take their time, identify these fronts. That's something the offensive line worked a lot on this week, is being able to identify that blitz and then cover it. Keep Andy on his feet.
They run a traditional 4-man front, four guys with their hands in the ground.
Nickel pressure.
They pick it up, clean pocket. Peters throws the ball underthrown, but he's able to make the grab, and they're going to get John Krebs as he's down. The guy comes in and basically hits him after the play's blown dead. That's going to be an additional 15 yards. Krebs has taken a couple shots today. Probably stuff. Maybe that's a makeup call for the far one when he was an unprotected receiver. His body was wide open. So that flag was called on number 27. That was Peyton Gonser from Great Falls. They're going to give him.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of that bread and butter offense here. No errant throws. We're not doing anything flashy or crazy here. We're going to get those chunks of yardage that we need. Keep the ball out of Montana Tech's hands. Avoid the turnover.
So pretty much play good football.
Play great football.
Okay, I love it. Hunter Gilbert with the handoff. Goes up the middle. Runs behind the left guard. Pick up a 4 and you'll take it. 3. Pick up a 3. It was a tough 3. Clock still ticking. And listen, we got to call a spade here. You got to put it in the end zone. You do not want to rely on a field goal at this point.
No, and I definitely think the coaching staff knows that. We cannot expect a field goal attempt here. We are going to be running the ball, trying to get those first downs, get in the end zone.
A little bit of a high snap. Peters looking across as Marieiro. He has made a living on the crossing route and finding the soft spots in the zone. And Travis Marieiro has shown he's worth every dime today, playing fantastic football. So takes us to a 2-minute warning. We're going to take a quick break as well. College of Idaho knocking at the 3-yard line, 2.5-yard line. And with a chance to take a lead, 1:56 left here to go. All scores tied up, 31-31. All right, first and goal. Ball is marked at the 2.5-yard line. Peters takes the snap, and he's going to take it himself and just dive in the end zone. Taking care of business is Andy Peters, and putting this team on his shoulders and getting into the end zone pushes the Yotes up 37-31.
Yeah, this is going to be huge extra point right here.
You know, you see a lot of good leaders. You mentioned Josh Allen, and he's in contention for being an MVP, just an absolute dynamite. But some of the other guys that you see in the NFL that are taking it on themselves, and Andy Peters, he does that just as well as anybody with this team. And talking to Coach Morosky, we had an interview with him on my show earlier this year. Extra point is up, and oh my gosh.
Oh my.
I have never, ever
wow.
I don't know what to say. I literally don't know what to say.
That brings us to
7 points.
4? How many extra points have we missed? 4?
5.
5. Wow.
5 extra points. I literally don't
Wow.
think I've ever seen a game when an extra point has not been made. So that's 8 points that we've left on the board.
Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite the Yotes in the butt.
So
Going to need huge defensive drive right here, stopping them. Because at this point, with how automatic Montana Tech is on the extra point, that's all it takes if they score to win this game.
well, here we go, defense. How good is it? So here's what it looks like. Montana Tech has 2 timeouts, 1:53 left on the clock, and has to score a touchdown and kick an extra point. So Torgerson back to receive. Ball is kicked. Same spot. That's been the 3rd kick in a row, right at the goal line. Torgerson gets upended early. Huge play. Again.
Brought
I think
down
it was
at the
Torgerson,
14.
wasn't it, that knocked him down. Brought down to the 15-yard line. So it leaves the long field, 1:59, 2 timeouts. Thelen's been dynamite. They have had some chunk plays. And so it's going to be critical for College of Idaho to not give up anything big. Chunk plays are a no-no at this point. Keep everything in front of you.
Yeah, the Ore Diggers have 1:49, only 2 timeouts left. You got to imagine they're feeling a sense of urgency to get down on the opposite side of the field here. And urgency can lead to mistakes.
So rushing for Thelen, throws over it. Wyatt Alexander makes a reception at the 21-yard line. And they're running a 2-minute drill, not leaving it to chance with the time. So Thelen takes a snap, looks to his right again, throws it, and the tight end, that was a miscommunication. He threw the end, and the tight end ran the out. It was Logan Kennedy. Kennedy ran the out route.
Yeah, that stops the clock for Montana Tech here. They're going to get to think about this next one. Big 3rd down for them.
And they traditionally don't huddle, but they do get a call of play now and run some personnel in. So 3rd and 4.
Might see some crosser here.
Quick route. Ball gets to Torgerson. Torgerson picks up the 1st down. Clock's going to stop while they reset the chains, but only 1:23 left. It's going to bring up, so it's 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Still a ways to go, 1:16 left. Clock starts, 1:14, ticking down. Throws the out route, incomplete pass. Tried to scoop it in versus turned his hands over. And pass was intended for Nick Michelotti. Not able to bring it in.
Yeah, offense has the advantage here. They're going to use all 4 downs they're given every single time. I mean, you've only got a minute left. There's no hope of getting the ball back if you give it up right here. Defense has to work a little extra hard.
So stop them on 3 more downs is what they're saying. So Thelen takes a snap, rolls to his right, has a convoy, throws it out. And this may be, yep, and he does it, They're going to get unnecessary roughness. They're going to get a penalty on an absolutely stupid play. I'm going to say it. And Jacob Arms just plowed the receiver, and there was no need for it. So 15 yards, fresh set of downs.
Yeah, we're shooting ourselves in the foot here. We've seen that in the first half. We're seeing it right now. I mean, that's just undisciplined football right there.
Yeah, that does not need to happen. Coach Morosky's probably going to have a conversation with him at some point.
Right after he's done talking to the kickers, I'd imagine.
So there we go, ball on the 46-yard line. Fresh set of downs, though. 1:05 left to play. Thelen looking to pick apart this defense. Drops back, lobs one over the middle, has Wyatt Alexander, drops it in his breadbasket. First down, ball taken down to the 9-yard line. 58 seconds to go, and if you're College of Idaho, you may want to think about a timeout here. So Thelen drops it in the breadbasket. Wyatt Alexander got a step. He was past the safeties. Yeah, they need to call a timeout. So Morosky does call a timeout to preserve some time. Boy, that's heartbreaking. Too many unforced errors, if you will.
Yeah, and this is where we're going to see those 8 points that we let up on the board really come back to get us.
Well, that and a terrible, terrible, terrible penalty on the far side that did not need to happen. Because then they would still be back at the 31-yard line, and as is, ball will be placed at the 9-yard line, so it's going to be first and goal. College of Idaho got to dig deep here. And you're going to see Montana Tech run the ball a couple more times to burn these timeouts and then try to punch it in. I mean, they have 4 downs to do it. So you do the math. I mean, look, I'm going to throw it out there. What if you just let them score so you have 53 seconds left?
That's a thought that crossed my mind, too, especially when, you might get the stop. You get them all the way up to 4th down. They're still going to be able to play on the 4th down and try and score. And if they do, you're left with nothing on the clock. No hope of getting back in this
I've
one.
seen it. I would, if it were me, I would let them score.
Man at the bottom of the screen.
Yep, let him score, let him score, let him score. That's a touchdown. Yep, that's a touchdown. So Smith scores a touchdown, but even better than that, now it's a 1-point game, theoretically, but you have 47 seconds left. Not a bad play. It actually probably is a smarter logistical play for College of Idaho to let him score.
Yeah, Montana Tech takes the lead here with the completion of an extra point. Still pending. But this is where you really wish you had, a couple extra points to buffer the score.
Like 8?
Yeah, like 8.
Like 8 points?
Or even half of that, like 4.
I take 2. And so now the kick. Oh, my goodness. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen this. Blocked extra point. And now we're still tied up. 37-37. College of Idaho is going to get the ball back with 2 timeouts. And in the right play, let them score. And they did. They got in the end zone. And I don't think – what a wild game. What a wild game. And now all of a sudden you're looking at, hey, can we get a good return? What's it look like field position? I wouldn't be surprised if they booted out of the end zone. Give it everything they have to not even allow for a touchdown to be set up.
Well, and like we've seen earlier out of this return team, they can be dangerous. We've seen them get up to the 30, 40-yard line. Granted it was called back most of the time with a penalty, but that's not something you want to risk. I feel like this will be a nice deep ball. And the Yost will be getting the ball on the 25.
Yeah, so what a ball game here. 37-37, 47 seconds left to play. And both kickers have got to be going, what have I got to do here? This is unbelievable. I'll say it. College of Idaho has probably outplayed them. They put more points on, had the opportunity to put more points on the board, but the Ore Diggers have just hung in there and are doing a phenomenal job. And we may get some extra football here. I don't know if that's on everybody's plan, but every time you get bonus football, it's a good thing.
Man, this sure is exciting.
I love it. Here, you can't see us, but up here we see fist pumping and everybody's saying, yeah, let's go.
We might be seeing overtime for the first time this season.
And a little bit of negativity up here in the booth from some of the staff. Yeah, just let it go. Like we said, they're going to boot it deep, and the play is going to start at the 25-yard line. So 1st and 10, 47 seconds to go. You've shown that you can hit some deep balls. I mean, you got to go back with what works. Probably not going to run the ball. You have 2 timeouts, which means you can run stuff to the middle of the field. And you got to get the line up there. You got to get everybody set. But big drive here. And, hey, if you get it within 20-yard line, you got a shot.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of defense Montana Tech wants to run here. They just want to keep them from scoring and take this to overtime or get the stop.
So here we go. Nice. Hauser with a big grab. I mean, that's a chunk play. You cannot give that up. What happened was he hit that comeback, and the defensive back, that was number 5, he stumbled. He got his feet. It was Jaden Downs. Got his feet caught up, left him wide open. And he threw a laser, too. That's a big-time throw.
Yeah, winning here with a minute left on the clock is something the Yotes are not strangers to. They've done it quite a bit in the last 4 years. A lot of games won on the final drive just like this. Hoping to do it again.
Peters takes a snap. They are going to delay blitz. He hits Hunter Gilbert in the flat. Gilbert gets out of bounds, though. I mean, that only burned 6 seconds. So 6 seconds off the clock, 37 seconds left. And ball's going to be spotted at the 47-yard line of Montana Tech. Plenty of time here to take it. You don't have to rush too much. Ball was out of bounds.
Only killed about 10 seconds so far.
Like we said, you can run the ball. Boy, look at that leg strength. Now call a quick timeout. Yep, there's the timeout, and you're in a good position, 3rd and short, because the clock would stop while the chains are reset. So here maybe is a shot to kind of look downfield to maybe take a shot, pick up a chunk play. So 1 timeout left by College of Idaho. 28 seconds to go. All right, let's go. What are we calling here?
I mean, it'd be interesting to see what formation they come out in. I'm thinking, if we got 2-3 receivers to the bottom out there in the field, we might be seeing a wide receiver screen, just something you can get out, get that yard, and get out of bounds still, save that clock.
So everything to the sidelines is what you're saying.
That's what I'm thinking.
I would agree with that. The old spike the ball, maybe a fake spike. Remember that? That's a good play, too. But get everything to the sidelines. You do have the 1 timeout remaining, which means you can take a shot down the middle of the field. Again, if it is a first down, clock does stop. You're able to get up there. If it's anywhere remotely close to the middle of the field or downfield, gives it a chance.
All right, let's see.
Same personnel. Your receivers on the field. Marieiro, you have Appleby. Who else is out there? Hauser and is that 19? John Krebs. Peters takes it, looks, has the middle, rolls to his right, has a man, throws a great grab. That's going to stop the clock. That's going to stop the clock as the chains reset. 21 seconds to go. He needs to just put the ball right where it needs to be. And clock, they're going to set it. Clock starts rolling. Got to call the play. Got to get it off. 15 seconds to go. Peters looks, rolls, throws an interception. I mean, throws it right to him. Like right to him. That leaves a chance. 2 seconds on the clock. I don't know what Peters was seeing. He looked over, rolled right, and threw it right to the defender. So what set up what could have been a potential Hail Mary into the end zone now gives Thelen and Montana Tech an opportunity to take one shot into the end zone. And what you don't want is any kind of penalty in the end zone, because then it's an untimed down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah. Once again, seeing in hindsight, a lot of open routes heading to the sideline there. Just missed him. But he was dealing with that pressure. Forced him to roll out.
So Montana Tech, Thelen's going to get a shot from the 45-yard line.
Mega
goes
prevent.
back. Scoop score. Doesn't matter. Clock. That's the ball game. Well, that's not the ball game. That's regulation. And we're going to get bonus football. He wound up to take a shot to go downfield. And Iwamizu came around with the strip sack. Hey, scoop score could have been cool, but all your fast guys were playing deep and not able to pick that up. So here we go. We're going to get extra time. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Describe what's going on. They're going to do a coin toss, and we're going to see which end zone and who goes first. All right. Overtime from Caldwell, Idaho, of this crazy game that I think I've never seen anything like it, with as many missed extra points and missed opportunities. And yet here we are, 37-37, and these are two good football games, but it's also been a little bit of an ugly, sloppy game as well. So overtime rules, let's see. So College of Idaho lost the toss. They're going to be on offense first, which means they have to, essentially score a touchdown. Let's be completely honest. They're going to reevaluate the kicking game after this game, I'm sure. But College of Idaho is going to be on offense first. And the rules are starts at the 25-yard line, untimed, and you get the ball in. If you get stopped, all that the Ore Diggers have to do is kick a field goal or score a touchdown. Those are the rules. It's been the rules in college football since the turn of time. So here we go.
Yeah, thankfully, it's not the old NFL overtime rules. You score first and you win it.
That's right. Then you want the ball. So ball's going to be placed at the far hash. Andy Peters has had a day until the very end, and when he threw very untimely interception, I just don't think he saw him, if I'm being honest. Like, he was rolling to his right, and he just tossed the ball, and the defender had to be going, okay, I'll take it.
No, but knowing Andy, I think he's a quarterback that's going to respond. He's not going to let that sit on his mind for too long. He's really good at flushing that.
Peters takes the ball, fakes the toss, goes up, keeps his feet dancing around, finds a seam, though. He'll take a 7-yard gain on that. It looked like a play that was going nowhere, and Peters kept his feet and danced around, and you could see those strong legs. He got low and bounced from one side to the other.
Yeah, I think Andy Peters would be happy to know that I'm comparing him to Josh Allen up here, the way he uses his legs. I mean, that's just crazy, the way he's able to get up through that.
Are you going to compare him to Patrick Mahomes at all, or no?
I don't know. He said he'd give me $5 if I said his passes look Mahomey.
Okay. So there he goes. Quarterback keeper again in that draw, and Peters finding a lot of room in the middle. He's going to be tough to stop because they have to respect his arm, and these receivers, I think we'll find out what his total passing yards are up until now, but that's going to be a first down. First and goal from essentially the 10-yard line, just inside the 10, call it the 9-yard line.
All right, no chance at a fresh set of downs, so we're going to have to get in the end zone here.
So Peters joined in the backfield. Stempfli sends him in motion. Sends it to Stempfli getting a good block. Grabs. Stempfli gets out of the 2-yard line. And for some reason, their defender is celebrating that, but he gets him to the 2-yard line. That was a great positive play. Krebs had a great block on the outside. Did you see him stand up his man? So 7-yard gain. Ball's going to be spotted at the 2-yard line. Tough. Hey, they've been here before, right? Got to get the ball in at this side of this end zone. They got stuffed. It was first and goal from about the same location.
Yeah, this is a team that knows clutch, and they know how to perform in the clutch.
Ball snapped. And Hunter Gilbert just dances into the end zone. So, here we go. We have the most critical extra point of the game right here, right now, and maybe a change. And now they're talking about maybe just going for 2.
Yeah, yep. There's quite a few Yote fans in the stands here that are calling for that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, and they are. They're going to keep the offense on the field. just based on the history, this is probably the smartest play. Call timeout. Yeah, call timeout.
10 seconds on that play clock. They better.
Call timeout. Yeah, got to get timeout. Yep, take your timeout. Yep, talk it over. And I'll hand it to him. One of the staff, I believe it was Willie Nelson's on the sideline. He's got his knee wrapped up. He yelled at Coach Morosky and said, hey, listen, time's running out. Morosky turned to look, said, oh, you're right, went and called the timeout. So Willie Nelson contributing in ways even after the knee injury.
Yeah, losing him has been pretty critical in this game, but still finding ways to be useful.
And he'll probably get a second look. Good news is it's not completely wrapped up and he's not on crutches. And that could be because he's a tough guy too. Who knows? But you got to call your best play here. I am hesitant because the last time they ran the 2-point conversion, they rolled right and Andy threw it a little wide. So, again, I like rolling to your right, maybe a bit of an RPO there, but we'll see what the play is. But at this point, with the way the extra points have been kicked, you absolutely have to go for 2.
Yeah, only one tight end out there. Gilbert off to the left of Peters.
So Watkins is the tight end. Hauser to his left.
And he's going to take it.
And he's going to take it. And he's going to score. 2-point conversion. That forces Montana Tech's hand, and that was the best play call for that time. Put the ball in your best player's hands and watch Andy Peters do the work, and he gets in for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it almost looks like a design quarterback run, but knowing what I know, I honestly don't think it was. I think Andy just had that sense of mind to see that gap and hit it. Yeah, I mean, I saw him go through his reads even. I'm pretty sure that was just a heads-up play.
And from 2 yards out, all you have to do is just jump across the end zone, essentially stick your hand out and get across the line. Now this defense, which has played really, really well, gave up that touchdown right at the end, but actually probably was not a bad play to give up the touchdown. They did give up the big deep pass over the top to Alexander. But here we go. I mean, this is the biggest drive of your life right now. Iwo Jima, I would love to see pressure off the edge, strip sack something, cause a turnover here and end the ball game, walk-off turnover.
Yeah, coming out of that 4-2. Safety's high.
He keeps it. Thelen rolls to his right, getting a little pressure. There it is. Just go down. Just go down. There it is. Walk-off, interception. College of Idaho on homecoming. Comes up, and Swafford scores. I mean, walk-off interception. Swafford with the interception. I don't say. This has been one of the craziest games I've ever seen.
That's unbelievable. That's the ending you hope for right there if you're a Yo fan. I mean, nothing beats that. On the first play, too. On the first play, and he read it, he cut it, and he cut underneath and picked him off. And College of Idaho desperately needed the win. Looks like we've got fans jumping the fence of the beer garden. I mean, somebody's mom holding the flag. That's right. Boy, huge win, and they needed it desperately versus this Montana Tech team, and they pulled out all the stops to get it. Listen, phenomenal game. I think being able to clean up some stuff that they saw, go back to the drawing board with the kicking game, maybe get a psychologist for the poor kicker, but outside of that, what a game. And we got some bonus football.